higher quality recording then. And I'll come around here, grab the map names. Alright, so we're getting started with the picks and bans right now. We got Guniacz and Codagens inside the server right now, and oh, if I alt-tab, it's gonna, bam, kick my window out. Alright, well, that's fine. We got Guniacz and Codagens in the server right now, doing the picks and bans. Guniacz is gonna ban Phrantic, so let me see, find that ban picture, swap it in Phrantic. Now watch this, alright? I've got a bit of a fancy trick this time, watch this. Boom, see it fades in just like that, but then I can do that for the later ones as well. And Codagens is going to ban Fuse. So then I go back to the picks ban screen. We have Codagens right here, going to be banning Fuse out. And that's 2 of the smaller maps banned out almost immediately. Alright, so now we'll get to the picks. Going on to the picture now. So we got 2 maps banned out right now. We have Phrantic and Fuse, 2 of the smaller maps in the pool, banned out. So it seems like both players are going to kind of prefer some of those larger maps with more areas for you to, you know, drop in and ambush somebody, with more space in between the armors. More spaces with more long-range skirmishes. And Guniacz is going to be picking Silent Siege, which is interesting because Silent Siege is actually a map that didn't get picked, like, at all last time. Silent Siege was a map that just straight up, I actually think, got banned both times. So I'm gonna be seeing some Silent Siege this time. I remember talking with Zord a little bit about Silent Siege, and he was saying that one of the things that he finds a little iffy about it is that it's got a couple of rooms or a couple of spaces in it where it's like very, very, very open areas, and he was saying he feels maybe being able to put a pillar or something in that room could allow there to be something to take cover behind, move around a little bit more. So some people don't quite favor it, but we're gonna be seeing it this time, and Codagens is gonna be doing Vale right now. So first 2 maps we're going to be seeing here are going to be... Where the hell is my Vale picture? First 2 maps we're going to be seeing in here are going to be Silent Siege and Vale. And now we're going back to the final 2 bans. Guniacz is going to hit his first ban, and Codagens getting his first ban. 1 ban Phrantic, 1 ban Fuse. First pick Silent Siege, second pick was Vale. So now I think we have left is Blood Covenant, Xowoken, and what do we got left? We got let me see. Silent Siege. We got Xowoken, and Bloodyrun, the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun. That's what we got. Those are the 3 maps we got left. So we'll see what they end up wanting to ban here. Guniacz is going to be banning the Blood Covenant, which means we are now waiting on Codagens to see what he's going to want to ban, and it's going to have to be either, yeah, there it is, the Bloodyrun. I was going to say it's going to have to either be Bloodyrun or Xowoken, and he's going for the Bloodyrun, which means Xowoken is going to be down here on our final pick map. Enter, bam, and there we go. Look at that. See, I got the fades this time. The fades looking smooth. So that's going to be what we're looking at right now with our map picks this time around. We're going to be looking at Silent Siege first, Vale, and then Xowoken. So let's get the maps on there. Archon Siege map. How do I do? Can I do quick menu, call vote, and match? And then we'll be able to vote on, we'll do Silent Siege. Silent Siege first. Let's hope it's Silent Siege first, then Vale, then Xowoken. I gotta get the health bars looking good, and then I will fade in and we'll get started. Spectate on this one. This screen, we're gonna spectate on this one. We have Guniacz right there. Not looking correct though. One moment. Enter the HUD selector. Yeah, what's going on with my HUD? There we go. There we go. So we got Guniacz right there with his health bar. Now we need to get Kodogen set up on his health bar. Kodogen's Guniacz, Kodogen's Guniacz. Cool, looking good. Swap in down here. Oh my god, my game keeps going black screen. Alright, and then we can hit the fade like that. Bam, fading in right there. We can stop the music. And now I can let them know that they are good to go. Good to go when you're... Alright, so we're going to get started right now. A lot more punctual than last time. 1903 instead of however long it took me to get into it last time. I do have this running on studio mode instead of normal mode this time, so if something isn't looking right, let me know in the chat. And we are going to get started. First map, Silent Siege, Kodogen's versus Guniacz right here. And I haven't played this map too much, so I'm not entirely sure the loadout, but I do believe that right now Guniacz is located near the railgun. Yeah, he's going to be grabbing himself a railgun early on, and Kodogen's going to be getting himself a machine gun early on and grabbing himself a red armor. The red armor is fixed this time around, alright? Meaning that it's only going to give you 100 armor, and the yellows are only going to give you 50 armor, and you can't just... And they don't have the insane amounts of damage protection like last time. So Kodogen's right now running around, just getting himself a nice stack. He picked up the first red armor, and I don't think that Guniacz... No, Guniacz did get the mega health. So mega health is down right now, red armor is down right now, and I'm not sure if there's a yellow armor anywhere on this map. I think there might be, but I'll have to wait around and see it a little bit. They're kind of looking for each other right now, but not quite able to find each other. Guniacz knows that red armor is going to be up soon. Firing off a rail, but it doesn't look like he landed the shot, but he will be getting that red armor or no, that must be the yellow armor. Okay, so maybe there's no red armor on this map, there's only a yellow armor. Either way, I'll have to look at it again when it comes around. Trying to start a fight on Kodogen's right here, landing a rail, or firing a rail, trying to land some rockets, not quite able to get it, but he is going to be in control. There's the mega health. We're going to have Guniacz in control of the mega health right now, and he's moving his way back up to the armor, which will be up in about 10 seconds. Kodogen wants that armor. He knows it's there. He knows, I believe that's the only armor on the map, so Kodogen does want it. A couple of preemptive electros coming out, trying to protect his space, but I don't think he feels too comfortable taking this fight. He knows that Guniacz has the health advantage, but he is going to go in anyway. Launching Guniacz, there's the red armor. Coming out with the rocket, will be hitting him, taking the red armor for himself, and it looks like he's just going to back out. He did come out positively in that trade with Guniacz. Rail coming out, not going to land, but Guniacz is on the run. Kodogen's, though, probably not going to chase. He does know he has control of the mega where it is. Coming up soon, but he might not have the timing on it. He does have the timing on it, though, and he's going to chase Guniacz out of there. Now Kodogen's grabs the last red armor and the last mega. He's in a prime position to try to get a bit aggressive on Guniacz. And Guniacz right now on the run, stacking up a little bit on some health and some armor, but not enough to take a full-blown assault if Kodogen's goes on. So he's playing a bit more passively, trying to fire some preemptive rockets, preemptive grenades, keep Kodogen's away. Sees him coming out over the top end. Gonna try to back down a little bit. A nice rail with unreturned damage. Well, was unreturned damage. 2 rockets coming to blast him out. All he needs is one hit scan shot. Kodogen's firing some rockets, and he's not gonna be able to land it, but he will finish him off with the machine gun. First kill gonna go to Kodogen's right there. Guniacz moving himself over to the red armor, though, and he actually will be grabbing it, sweeping it out right from under Kodogen. So now Kodogen's, despite the fact that he was the one who got that first kill, he is actually behind in control, as Guniacz is going to take the mega and the red armor right from under Kodogen's nose. Kodogen's only 93 health, and Guniacz with a good almost 200 health. Well, no, a little more than 200 health right here. Looking around to start a fight, refill his railgun ammo. He's got himself a Devastator. He's got himself a railgun, so he is in a position where he can launch and then follow up with the rail. He's in his maximum DPS form right here. When I say that, I mean you can swap between weapons. Here we go. Firing a couple of rockets up to Kodogen's. He knows that the red is coming up, but he's not going to be able to contest it. Not there in time, and Kodogen's is going to sweep himself a red, putting Kodogen's maybe not on top with the stack advantage, but very, very close. It depends on how much unreturned damage there is, and it looks like Guniacz is going to come out on top with the unreturned damage right there, as well as take control of the mega health. Blasting himself up. Miss rail going to come out of Kodogen's, but he will return fire with the mortar a little bit. Guniacz on the run, and Kodogen's at about the same stack as Guniacz, though with a bit of a difference between, you know, he's got a split between health and armor, whereas Guniacz just has the big health stack. Kodogen right here landing a big rail, unreturned damage on Guniacz, and with the armor coming up, that's going to be a free armor for Kodogen. Guniacz has to back off. He really doesn't have the health to be fighting this. Running away, going to be looking for the mega after stacking up a little bit on that, but unfortunately, he's just too far away, and Kodogen's is already on top of it, but Guniacz is going to contest it anyway. Armor coming up. Okay, maybe it was a bad choice. Comes in on the back end, sees what he's got against him, tries to get out in time, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it. His health isn't high enough to be able to take the blast that Kodogen's is going to hit him with as he runs out. So now 2-0, Kodogen's favor right now. Kodogen's charging up the Hagar. The Hagar is an interesting weapon because it's not... I've seen a lot of people say it's not incredibly powerful in Duel, because if you try to charge it up to get the really, really big, powerful blast out of it, you're going to run into that problem where people can hear you and they can try to avoid you. But Kodogen has so much health right now that he really doesn't care if he can hear him. He's just looking for a fight. He's going to chase him down, and he will be fighting him right there. Rocket for the 80 damage, taking all of almost Guniacz's health, finishing him off with the Cry Link, and that is going to be another free mega health for Kodogen. Guniacz on the back foot right now, but he does have plenty of time to make a comeback from this. Armor is going to be coming out in about 10 seconds. However, Guniacz is going to maybe not be able to contest it this time. Looks like he's looking for weapons. Stock up on rockets. He's got mortars. Looks like he is actually going to go for the armor. He does kind of have an internal time for when it's coming. Firing a few rockets at Kodogens. He will be getting the red armor. Is Kodogens going to try to challenge him, though? And there we go. The Electro is coming up. Guniacz is going in deep. Not landing a ton of damage right there, and he isn't going to come out of that unscathed either. He's got to kind of run. It looks like he lost that engagement. A bit of unreturned damage on Kodogens right there to level the playing field, but really... was probably not the huge amount of damage he was looking for. Now with the railgun, though, he can find a much easier time landing that damage when he comes in, swoops in. The hit scans are quite a bit easier to hit from. You don't have to lead those shots or anything against the other fast-moving targets. Now we can do hit and runs a little bit faster. Armor's coming up again. Guniacz knows it. Kodogen's already there, though. Grenade gonna come out. Rocket gonna come out. Both players trading, but Kodogens is gonna come out on top of that fight. Guniacz knows he can't contest that. He's gonna back off, give him the armor. Very smart. Just go back, grab himself some more railgun ammo. With the next Mega Health coming up, though, is this going to be Guniacz's time to shine? He's picking up. He's moving over to it. It's going to be coming up in 2 seconds. Sees Kodogens, fires the rocket up. Isn't going to grab the Mega, though. Goes in not close enough, and Guniacz is going to use, or Kodogens going to use the high ground to finish Guniacz off. Unfortunately, it looked like he tried to go in and grab it and get right out, but he was just a pixel off of it. You might look at that and go, oh, he was being wishy-washy, inconsistent. He didn't want to commit to it, but I think he did want to commit to it. It's just he was trying to get in and out, and unfortunately, he just wasn't quite close enough to it. So it could have gone very, very differently had the Mega get grabbed. Unfortunately, shit happens, and Guniacz he's got, again, plenty of time to make a comeback right here. He's got 5 minutes in, only 4-0. In 5 minutes, Kodogens will be able to get 4 kills, so with enough momentum carrying, Guniacz could potentially also get 4 kills, but he just has to land that first kill. Very low on HP and no armor right now, but with the next armor coming up, it looks like Guniacz is going to be looking to try to contest it. He hears Kodogens coming behind him. 1 grenade, unreturned damage. That's going to make Kodogens kind of back off a little bit. No, not back off, flank on the other side. He even fooled me. He will be flanking around the other side, landing a strong rocket on Guniacz, throwing it against the wall, and he's going to be carrying this momentum. Guniacz with machine gun, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take a full fight against Kodogens. The tracking isn't bad. He is going to strip a lot of the armor off Kodogens, but these armors are coming up, curving down, pops it a little too early, and I don't know if Guniacz is going to be able to make away in time. Kodogens on the chase, and he will be catching Guniacz on the back end. Another flank with the machine gun. Well played by Kodogens right there. Gonna be coming down, grabbing himself a Mega, and he's on the hunt right now. He's got the definitive stack advantage. He knows that the armor's coming up soon, and he wants it. Firing a couple of preemptive things on. Guniacz coming around the top. He did have the high ground, but he's gonna give it up. He sees Kodogens on the stairs. He doesn't want to fight that. Firing a bit of rockets, and he's gonna back off a little bit of arrest him from the machine gun. And Kodogens still hasn't picked up that armor yet because he knows he doesn't have to. He knows that Guniacz is nowhere near it, and he knows that there's another 10 seconds or so on that Mega, and the longer he can stall out and zone Guniacz, the longer he knows where he is, and then he can choose exactly when he wants to go and take that Mega. Mega is up right now, but Guniacz nowhere near. Kodogens firing some preemptive Electro down. Not going to be finding him, though. Guniacz on the top end. Looks like he's waiting for the red armor. Sees Kodogens. Is he going to land anything? Oh, unfortunately, the rail isn't going to land, and the Electro shots will come out and get a big, meaty shot on Guniacz, taking him down almost immediately. Now the red armor's up. Kodogens going to be taking that. Kodogens almost 200. Big stack on Kodogens right here, and he's on the hunt again. Guniacz running around, getting the shards that he can on the lower ground of Silent Siege, and he knows the Mega's coming up soon, but is he going to contest it? He's on the stairs. He's in position to contest it. First rail comes out, not going to land. Rocket's going to be missing, and Kodogens with the high ground just spraying grenades down. It's so hard to avoid them down in that pit. No matter how well you move down there, the splash is just going to get you, and if those first couple shots don't land with the big health advantage that Kodogens already has, it's going to be a really hard fight to win, and Kodogens just blasts him into the wall, traps him in there. Coming in, and he's on the hunt again. Finds Guniacz, puts Guniacz in the corner. A bit of damage from the mortar. Rocket mortar again, but he's going to end up finishing off with the Electro. And Guniacz desperately trying to fire some shots at Kodogens, and they're just not landing. Kodogens just has that high ground, and he's making it himself just a really, really hard target to hit while in that high ground. If Guniacz doesn't have any kind of hit scan to deny that air movement with... Oh, how unfortunate to see that from Guniacz's perspective. The Hagar coming out, immediately blasting him. He just doesn't have the HP to take a full Hagar blast to the face like that. But yeah, no, when you're in the air like that, if you don't have a railgun or a good rocket that was already on course for maybe being able to curve in to hit somebody that you can remote detonate, someone being in the air is just going to be a very, very hard target to hit. And Kodogens is doing a really good job keeping this high ground, and when he sees Guniacz committing with large jumps, so that Guniacz has to take these much more dangerous, much more risky shots if he wants to contest it. And it's working out really well for him. Guniacz is having a hard time hitting him when he comes down to commit. Another Mega Health going into Kodogens' favor, and with his 200, you could argue that he wants to play passively and sit on his health stack, but that's not the kind of player he is. He's looking for kills. He's in control right now, but he doesn't want the control. He wants the kills. Both rails going to come out, but it's going to be on return on Guniacz. Guniacz trying to make a retreat right here, but unfortunately gets bounced back in by Kodogens, and he will be finishing him up with an Electro and claiming the red armor as his prize. Guniacz not looking too good. He is still trying to find some kind of health that he can take into a fight to give him that little bit of a boost against Codagens. Because with Codagens completely maxed out like this, take a fight like this right here, and Codagens is just going to trade with you all day, every day. Sure, he's going to land some blaster shots. Sure, you're going to land some rail shots on him. But at the end of the day, Codagens has 400 health, and you've only got 100. So you need to land 4 times the amount of hits that he does. Even if Codagens is shooting at only 25% accuracy, he still very likely comes out on top, and that's just because of the gross amount of health that he has compared to you. Rail going to be coming out on Guniacz, but he isn't going to be landing. His second rail will be landing, though. He will be finished off by the Crylink of Codagens right now, and like I said, Codagens is just a golem. He's a big tank. He's got control of both the red armor and the mega health, and I don't think really that there's any yellow armors on this map, not that I've seen yet, so this puts Guniacz in a really, really difficult position to be in, where he's going to have a really hard time coming back from here. I mean, well, there's 30 seconds left, you know. Yeah, come back, 30 seconds left, you know, but I can kind of see why some people say that this is a difficult map to play in Duel, because really, if you kind of lose your control, you don't really have anywhere to come back into control from. That there's no yellow armors to grab on the outside. There's a bunch of like small armor shards here and there, but unfortunately, that's really not going to be able to carry you. Guniacz is going to get a couple mega health right here, which will bring his stack above Codagens if he can land a couple shots, but unfortunately, Codagens is just, hey, there we go, Guniacz is going to get a kill in the end. I was going to say, unfortunately, Codagens is extremely tanky, but he does end up finding his kill in the end right there. So, first game is going to go to Codagens. Next map we'll be playing is Vale. 4 or 5 shots is the best scenario. 5 shots, that is true. I'm thinking of things in a like a Quake 3 type scenario where the railguns do 100 and the rockets do 100 and the lightning gun does 160. So you know, in a Quake 3 scenario, yeah, it's like, you know, 4 shots when someone's aiming at that kind of accuracy might be enough. Okay, let's see what we got here. This health is spectate, move it around. This is Guniacz health, and move this one over here. This is Codagens health. Yep. Okay, we're good to go. Guniacz gonna run around the map, try to get a kind of his bearings, figure out where all the yellows are. This map is a interesting map in that I think it's got like 3 yellow armors on it and 1 red armor. So there's never a point where you can really, you know, assume that your opponent doesn't have any armor stack at all on this map. Like in Silent Siege, if you've got control of the red and you've got control of the mega, you basically know that your opponent doesn't have much. But in this map, I believe there's 3 yellows. So you always kind of have to assume that your opponent's got at least 50 armor that they can fight against you with. Switch health bars? No, I think the health bars are good. This is Guniacz right here. Yeah, the health bars are looking good, I think. Guniacz. Okay, yeah, Codagens, it looks, I think he changed his name color. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But yeah, that threw me off for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. But yeah, so this map can have a very different pace compared to the last one when you do have the armors to actually pick up and stack you up a little bit. Playing out of control is going to be, I'm not going to say easier, because playing out of control is never easy, you know, but it is going to give him more chances to contest in skirmishes rather than have to take fights where just someone else is already in full control. And if you're playing on Silent Siege, where do you really have to move through on that map? You can either move through those lower areas, where it's kind of a tunnel, but there's really nothing down there the opponent who's in control might want, or you move around that other area where there's a big open space, and that puts you in a situation where the opponent in control could spot you and just chase you down. I mean, with how the Crylink is in this game, you can easily just fire a shot at the ground, go flying into somebody, and it's going to be really hard to escape from that. XP imbalance when it comes to the armors. Yeah, the armors are XP imbalance now. Last time when the game was messed up, the armors were using the Quake 1 balance armors by accident, where they were getting 150 from the yellows and reds and blah blah blah. Now everything works fine. Now the armors are giving people the proper amount of armor. You can't stack over 100 with yellows. As you can see right here, see, he can't grab the yellow. He's at 150 right there. Everything's working fine this time. So don't worry about it. Immediately starting off, though, Codagens is going to be grabbing himself, I believe he grabbed himself the red armor, and he grabbed himself the mega. So Codagens already starting out with the big stack advantage right now, and Guniacz looking around. He's got enough that he can't pick up another yellow. He could try to find a fight here, has himself a lightning gun, but he is going to kind of, you know, stick on the low ground for now. Doesn't want to try to contest Kodojin's just yet. Red armor is gone, and Guniacz is going to see that it's gone, knows that the Mega is going to be the next thing up soon. Catches a glimpse of Kodojin's, but he doesn't want to chase. He's going to grab the yellow and just stack himself back up to 100 right there. Meanwhile, Kodojin's going to be stacked up almost 200, 200, and he's looking for a fight. He's perfectly good to go. Rail going to come out, but it's not going to land. However, he will be getting some unreturned damage on Guniacz. So Guniacz already on the run, now on the run even more, as he doesn't have the health and armor that he needs to take a fight right now. But with the amount of yellows that spawn around the map, it'd be very easy for him to bring himself up to 100 armor if he just backs off a little bit. A couple of rockets and grenades coming out. None of them are going to make contact with Kodojin's, but luckily Kodojin's also not going to be making any contact with Guniacz. Both players doing a really good job of moving around the map, using the cover to their advantage to make it just very difficult for the other to hit them. Guniacz coming around the high ground though, and Kodojin's going to see him hopping right off the top of his head after a railgun hits. A couple of mortars coming out. They are going to land. One more shot is going to finish Guniacz off. They just can't seem to land it, and all this time Guniacz is on the run. Kodojin's will be finishing him off, but if you looked at the health trade in that, Kodojin's went in with basically 200, 200. He's coming out with about 200 now after that pickup, and Guniacz went in with like only about 200 health, so they did a pretty good job trading evenly, and Guniacz right here, right now, if he is able to contest some of the power-ups, could find his footing again and start to carry some momentum against Kodojin's. Kodojin's picking up the red armor though. Looks like Guniacz isn't going to be finding him quite yet. A bit of electro spam right there. Thinking the Mega is going to be coming up soon, and Kodojin's wants it. Guniacz, though, also looks like he wants it. He's going to be coming around, but he does need to stack one weapon, so he probably doesn't want to look for a fight entirely there. He hears that Kodojin's going to pick up the... I see Frag bigger. He picks up... sees Kodojin's pick up the big health, and he knows, all right, I can't get that now, but we got 30 seconds, so we have to come back to that. And there is plenty of time. We can go grab another yellow armor, get ourselves to 100. There we go. Now he's at 100, 100 right now. And Kodojin's about to grab the red armor, putting him at about 300 health, about 350 health, giving him a pretty substantial health advantage against Guniacz. But with Guniacz having 200 health, just about, until he picks up another yellow armor, he does still have a fighting chance if he can get that first initial hit. And the Mega health is going to go into Guniacz this time. So now their healths are a lot closer. Mega and Yellow going to Guniacz. About both carrot players both have around the ballpark of 300 HP right here. Guniacz a little bit lower at about 250-ish. But the red is going to be coming up soon, and he can hear Kodojin's kind of contesting it. Is he going to camp it, though? Kodojin's coming around the bottom. Guniacz can hear him, but Kodojin's not going to be there in time, so Guniacz will be getting the red. Both rockets going to be coming out and missing, but a direct shot on Kodojin's right here from Guniacz. Crylink shot's coming out. He's on the run, but is Kodojin's actually going to chase it? Kodojin's is chasing him. He just needs one good rocket to finish Kodojin's off, but he can't seem to land it. Crylink 1, Crylink 2. Kodojin's almost down. Guniacz not going to be able to find the kill, as Kodojin's is on the run right now with only 4 HP. Picking up himself the Mega health, though, and that will bring himself just high enough right before he's about to be finished by the lightning gun, and he will be able to finish Guniacz off with a curved rocket right into the floor. Really, really well played by Kodojin's right there. Almost got him on Guniacz. He just lost track of him a little bit too late, and now he's down to that stack disadvantage again. Kodojin's seeing Guniacz on the high ground. Can't really push it, though, because you do have the electro shots coming in. A really big, meaty, good electro shot coming out of Guniacz right there. Kodojin's is on the chase, but he's not... Well, I was going to say he's not able to find him, but Guniacz pops his head up just a little bit to see what's going on out there, and he just instantly snaps right to him. Is this guy aimbotting? No, he's not aimbotting. He's fine, but it was a really nice shot. Snapping right to him with the railgun, and that will be finishing Guniacz off right there. About 250 HP, and the red armor is going to be coming up in right now. So that's going to be another red armor going to Kodojin's. I don't know if Guniacz wants to take this fight, but he doesn't really have a choice, because Kodojin's is going to pop him up in the air, and he's going to chase him down in a straight line. Rockets and mortars coming out. Guniacz doing a pretty good amount of damage to Kodojin's as well. Unfortunately, he just does have that huge stack advantage, so he is going to be able to take him on. Yellow armor going to Guniacz right there, but he's launched into the air. Another mortar coming out. A lot of splash damage, and unfortunately, Guniacz just isn't going to be able to run, as Kodojin's juggles him around like a... Well, like juggling balls, I guess. Bounces them around like a beach ball. I could have come up with a better metaphor right now. Or I guess it would be a simile, because it's using like or as. But I could have come up with a better analogy right there, and unfortunately, I didn't. But Guniacz is going to be taking the red armor away from Kodojin's. Kodojin's picking a fight right here. Really good direct shot by Guniacz, though. Guniacz might get away, because Kodojin just can't land that last shot. One good shot from Guniacz will finish Kodojin's off. Unfortunately, Guniacz is going to be finished off. Not able to find that last hit, but Kodojin's is low. If Guniacz finds a weapon, he could push, and he's going to do just that. Lightning gun coming out. Unfortunately, Kodojin's does have a Crylink and a rocket, and he will use that Crylink and rocket to finish off to finish off Guniacz again. Just not able to find those shots he needs. Big armor is going to be coming up in 1 second, and Guniacz knows it, but he has to back off the pillar. He hears Kodojin's coming. Smart move from him. If he gets juggled again right there out in the open, he will be finished off, and he knows it, so he's got to back off. He's looking himself for some yellows. Got to get a good stack of weapons again. Right now, he's missing himself a Devastator and a Mortar, so that's going to make it hard for him to take a fight directly with Kodojin's. He's got himself the Mortar now. The Devastator would be nice as well. He knows that the big armor is going to be coming up soon, but he doesn't know how soon. Standing right on it right now, though. All right, he's going to reposition himself a little bit. Sees Kodojin's coming. Balls are going to come out with the ball gun. 27 damage on him. Firing to go to the Crylink, doing a surprising amount of damage, but a really big direct grenade going to come out of Kodojin's right there and hit Guniacz right in the face. Yeah, that's a good shot. I don't got much more to say on that. Just really good shot by Kojins right there. He's pressing his health advantage. He knows that, you know, like in a lesser player would see the amount of damage. Okay, in a fight gonna break out right here. Both players gonna be missing their initial rails, but Kojins just has so much health, and he's just pushing in with a lot of the splash from the Crylink, looking for it, spinning around, running in circles around Guniacz. He can't keep his eyes on him, and Kojins will be finishing him off right there with the Crylink. But Guniacz sees Kojins coming. I'm gonna be firing some balls at him with the arc. Unfortunately, Kojins just has so much health. Guniacz knows he's not going to be able to run from this fight. Might as well try to get as much damage he can to Kojins. Unfortunately, that will end up with him in another death. And Kojins is basically just running laps right now on the Mega and on the red armor. A lot of people, when they first get into arena shooters, they think, oh, I gotta time all these items. The item timing is so difficult. I have to time so many items. But in Xonotic, because the Mega and the red armor both respawn 10 seconds apart from each other, if you're able to grab them both, you only need to time one, and then keep an eye on how much time it took you to get to the next time. Another fight is going to break out around here along the red. A lot of damage being traded, but more damage going to be traded in Kojins' favor, and then Guniacz falling in the pit. Not going to be able to finish Kojins off, and that is going to be another red armor going to Kojins, and then he's going to pick up the Mega again. In a scenario like this, I imagine that because Kojins has such a large health advantage, and because he's just running laps around the map, grabbing both the red and the Mega, because they both, you know, they have the same countdown for their spawn. If you grab one, you have control of both. You just grab one, run to the next. It'll be there when you get there, right? I imagine Guniacz is going to have to realize this, and he's going to have to try to catch Kojins on the in-between, and I think he knows it. There we go. Guniacz catching on. He knows that Kojins is running laps around him, and he's not going to let him get the Mega for free. He's going to stand up. He's going to post up with Crylink, post up with an Electro. Is he going to be able to land some shots? So Kojins going in. He knows he's got the top of the Mega, and he's going to be able to get it. No, Kojins is not going to be able to get the Mega. Guniacz on the back end with the Crylink. He's actually trading out of Kojins' favor. All he needs is one shot, and Kojins will go down, but Kojins is going to slip away. Really nice played right there. Very good ambush set from Guniacz, and Kojins ran right into it, getting a little bit too cocky for his own good, thinking, yeah, I could take Guniacz here. I got a big health advantage. Oh, no, but a rail going to come out from behind Guniacz, trying to get to the yellow armor. He's just not able to get there in time. He just wasn't able to find any health on the back end, and Kojins is going to completely recover from that. But it was a really nice ambush by Guniacz right there. He got himself control of the Mega health as well, which is going to throw off the timing between the Mega and the red, which means that if Guniacz can carry this momentum, he'll be able to take control of at least the Mega. Unfortunately, though, Kojins, you know, bullying him out. Big, wide Kojins here. Look at all that health. Just dominating his what's what I look for. He has a dominating presence on the map, you know, because it's scary to have to go against someone who you know, and he has seen that Kojins will run into him, even if you have the high ground, even if you have the weapon advantage, even if the stack difference isn't that much. Kojins will see that and he will dive into you. And Guniacz, realizing this, doesn't quite want to contest the Mega again unless he knows he's stacked up for it. So he's going to have to pick himself up some yellow armors, pick himself up some weapons before he can make another pass at Kojins up here at almost completely maxed out stack. Guniacz right now running around looking for the weapons. Kojins behind him, but I don't think he knows that Kojins is behind him. There we go. He gets a glimpse of Kojins. Tries to fire a rocket, not able to land it. Rail, not going to be shot. He's going to let him pass, right? Kojins, maybe he lost track of me. He doesn't know where I am. Yellow armor coming out on Guniacz right now, and Kojins is going to be looping around very soon looking for that red armor, and he's going to not find a red armor, but he will find Guniacz. Guniacz on the bottom, unfortunately. He's just not able to land any meaty shots on Kojins. Kojins is going to try to finish him off with the shotgun right here. Excuse me. Which he will do, but in the time that he did that, he did lose a lot of health. Luckily for him, red armor right there, ready for him to come around on the back end. Guniacz right now going to be grabbing himself a railgun. Looking for Kojins right now. Trying to land some unreturned damage. Sees Kojins. He's going to jump up. He will jump up. Miss the rail shot. I think he's going to have to back off right here because he knows Kojins has a huge stack. Goes for another pot shot. Not quite able to get it. But, hey, Kojins not going to do any damage to him. So it works out for him. He's safe. Feeling good. Coming around now, got himself Crylink, got himself a railgun. Doesn't have any rockets or grenades though, so he's gonna have a hard time doing like non-direct damage to Kojins. He's gonna have to find a new weapon if he wants to contest him soon. A railgun is nice, but unless you're landing those rails consistently to chip them down while holding angles and kind of predicting where they're gonna be, you're not gonna get a ton of mileage out of it. While he is at the max health he can get right now without taking a super power up, fortunately, he's, well, there we go. I was going to say he wasn't in position to contest Kojins' Mega grab, but he is in position right here to potentially contest a red grab for when it comes up, which is going to be in about 5 seconds. Moves away from that, though. It looks like he wants to try to contest the Mega, but Mega's not coming up first. He does have the high ground. He does see where Kojins is. He hears where Kojins is. 10 seconds left in the map. He's not going to be able to make a comeback, but is he still going to try to contest Kojins on the Mega? Because I imagine Kojins is running laps. Guniacz might try to grab himself one Mega before the game is taking a fight on Kojins. A lot of damage being traded back here. Both characters landing their rail rocket combo. Guniacz actually coming out on top in that fight, but unfortunately, it is the end of the game, so he is not able to capitalize too incredibly powerfully on it. Another well-played game by Kojins, being very aggressive. And well played to Guniacz, trying to catch up to him, but unfortunately, Kojins was just able to catch a lot of momentum and run away with it. But a valiant effort, as we did see, there was a lot of points where he did set up a ambush for Kojins. I think like 4 or 5 times we saw a point where he set up an ambush for Kojins. It was a really well-placed ambush, and Kojins ran right into it, but unfortunately, he just had such a stack, he was able to just bail out halfway through. And when you got a stack that big, that's something you have, the liberty to do. So let me get the health bar set up. There's Kojin's health bar. There's Guniacz's health bar. And, alright, good to go when they are. Next map is going to be Xowoken, just like the last map, is a port of a Quake Champions map. This map is going to have 1 red armor in the pit right down here where Kojin's is, 1 mega health on top of a kind of jump pad. And I believe, yeah, there's going to be 1 yellow on the top of the stairs where Kojin's are. I believe another yellow back where the hidden tuba is. And I also think there's 1 more yellow underneath the stairs on the opposite room of the red. So another map that has a lot of yellow armors for players to try to capture. Kojin's is going to spawn immediately in front of the mega health, so he will be taking control of mega health at the very, very beginning of the game. And Guniacz's going to be spawning by the red, so each player right now has themselves a nice mega item they have acquired. However, Kojins is going to grab himself the mega health and 2 yellow armors, immediately giving him a stack advantage. Guniacz running around sees that the yellows are missing, so he sees now, okay, Kojins has the mega and he's got the yellows, but doesn't have all the yellows. And for a second I was going to say now he has 150, but I forgot in Xonotic you can't go above 100 like you can in Quake with the yellows. So yeah, Kojins very distinctly does have the stack advantage right now. And Guniacz can hear him. He's going to pop himself up, maybe look for a fight. But Kojins doesn't want to fight. He knows the Mega's coming up, and he wants it again. And Guniacz going to grab the Mega armor again. So now both players, a good lap has passed, and they both grabbed their Mega item. They've got a pretty good amount of HP, similarly to each other now. Kojins has his HP stocked as in health, whereas Guniacz has his HP stocks in armor. Guniacz been firing a few pot shots at Kojins, not going to make contact, but Kojins now knows that Guniacz knows where he is, and he has to be careful right here. Next Mega health and Mega armor is going to be coming up in 5 seconds, and Kojins is going to be setting a trap, because he knows Guniacz has the Mega, or he knows Guniacz has the red, but Guniacz hears Kojins over there. I'm not falling for that trick. He's going to be grabbing the Mega, and there we go. Coming around on the back end, Guniacz going to try to start a fight with Kojins, but not quite be able to find him in the red armor section. Guniacz going to back off a little bit, doesn't want to take a fight. He wants to get the hell out of here. Try to fire some unreturned damage at Kojins, and Kojins sees that, alright, he's learned his lesson from last game. This guy, I can't just run into him. He's going to kill me. Got to back off a little bit. It's a pretty standard game so far, both players respecting each other's map control, and they're respecting each other's control over what items they have. Gotta be swapping around a little bit again, though. Kojins knows that the Mega is coming up, and Guniacz knows that the red is coming up, and each one knows that each one has the other one. However, with the delay in the red, Kojins is going to be able to run around and catch Guniacz picking it up. Both players going to be trading a bit of damage into each other, but Kojins is going to be the one with a little bit... No, not a little bit more health. Doing the math in my head, my quick math, it looks like both players actually have about the same. And now Kojins coming on top a little bit. It looks like he's going to start a fight right here, but he's getting a lot of damage taken to him by Guniacz with his back rockets and the back cryo-link shots. A lot of these back grenades coming out as well. Guniacz low on health, but Kojins isn't exactly too healthy himself. And with Guniacz grabbing himself the yellow armor and a health capsule right now, and the Mega being up, if Kojins gets that Mega, which he is, he could have been in some trouble. He will grab the Mega, though, and Guniacz will be grabbing the red armor right here. Both players are doing a really good job controlling the power-up that they know that they are gonna have access to without falling into a trap from the other around their other trap. Guniacz right here, though, firing some really, really nice unreturned damage to Kojins right here. And Kojins at only 100 health. Sees Guniacz on the bottom. If Guniacz wants to go for the push, he could right now, as he does have a substantial health advantage over Kojins, but it looks like he's more content to just try to take the control. All right, Kojins knows. He fears me. He's backing off a little bit. He knows that I know where he is, and I'm going to take a bit of control. Looks like Guniacz right here going to be looking for a rail. He is going to fire it, but it doesn't look like he's actually going to be landing it. So no unreturned damage for Guniacz right there to strip the Mega health from Kojins. Guniacz is just going to be grabbing himself his red armor and going on about his day. Another about 30 seconds until the next power-ups come up. And Guniacz is looking for some more indirect damage with these grenades. Hopping around a little bit. He hears Kojins. He sees Kojins. And what's he going to do to fight Kojins? He sees him down there. He's got the rail. Catches him out of the corner of his eye. Flicks for a rail, but not quite able to get it. The yellow armor is up, but he can't grab it because he has more than 100. The Mega is going to be coming up soon, and Kojins might try to fight this. Electroshot's coming out. Big burst, but he's not getting damage. He's on one side of damage. He's taking damage as well. He will be being blasted over to the Mega because Guniacz is going to have to take the low ground, but Kojins can't quite take the high ground. A good rocket coming out from Guniacz right there, making Kojins back the hell off. Kojins doesn't have the health to take this fight if Guniacz wants to commit to it. He knows that. Gonna back off a little bit. Coming up behind Guniacz. Guniacz hears it. He knows he's back there. He knows he wants the yellow. Kojins sees it, though. He's gonna back off as well. All right. You can have that yellow. You can have that yellow. I'm gonna take this yellow over here. Takes a rocket to the back of the head from Guniacz, and Guniacz knows where he is. He knows where that teleport goes. A couple of curved rockets coming around. Looks like Kodojin's looking for some of that unreturned damage, and Guniacz... All right, Kodojins, I know the Mega's coming up. I know you want it. I know you've got the high ground. I'll let you have it. I'm going to go and grab my Mega. That's what Guniacz is saying right now. And now the player has about 300 health, but in different stocks. The fight's going to start right here. Back rocket coming out of Guniacz. A couple of grenades coming out. He's trading really well with the grenades and the rockets on this map. Kodojins is having a really, really hard time pushing into him right here. An Electro coming out. Not going to catch Kodojins, though. Mega's not going to be up for 15. Red Armor's not going to be up for 15. We got plenty of time to start a fight right here if we want to. Going up the jump pad. Being launched by a rocket. Railgun going to come out. He just needs one more shot. Kodojin's gonna have to back out. He doesn't have the HP to take this, and Guniacz knows it, but Guniacz not pushing his advantage. With the amount of damage he did, you'd think he'd want to push, but it looks like he's just gonna take control of both the Mega and the Red Armor. And now he's gonna try to do to Kodojins what Kodojins did to him last game. Now that Guniacz has control of the Mega and the Red Armor, whenever he grabs the Mega, he can just make his lap back to the Red, and he knows that he'll always have it. And Guniacz is gonna have to, or Kodojin's gonna have to try to lay a trap. Unfortunately, it backfires on him. Going up the jump pad again, Guniacz is gonna launch him, just juggle him in the air. Kodojins can't even move, and now Guniacz is on the hunt, but he knows he can't find, or he sees he can't find him. He's gonna go in, and it looks like try to grab the Mega and the Red again. There's the Mega coming up. Guniacz gonna grab it, firing a bit of suppressing fire. Now he wants to go grab his Mega, I believe, but if he takes a little too long to get there, the timing of the items might be thrown off into whack a little bit. The Red is still up, and Guniacz hasn't gone for it. He doesn't want to go for the Red. He wants to look for a kill on Kodojins. Kodojins going to get away, though, with the teleporter. I don't think Kodojins knows the Red Armor's up. I believe he assumed that Guniacz took it. So Guniacz might be trying to fall back to it at some point, but there we go. Now Kodojins going to come around the bottom. See, he's got a Red Armor. All right, I'll be taking that. Is he going to be hit with a rocket, though? 56 damage on a rocket. Kodojins going to have to get out of that pit. Another 25 damage on Kodojins. Guniacz has been done about 100 damage of unreturned health to Kodojins right there. Grabbing himself the Mega, he's looking for a fight. Blast Kodojins up once, blast Kodojins up twice. Kodojins gonna land. Kodojins not even returning fire. He's on the run right now. Not gonna fall into the teleporter though. Very smart. Kodojins waiting for it. Not gonna happen. He wants that yellow, and he's not gonna be able to get it. Yes, he will. He will be able to get it. Not gonna get zoned out entirely, but a rocket blasting him into the pit, and a grenade hitting him right in the face, square in the jaw. Really nice shot by Guniacz right there, blasting him down, firing a rocket behind him and self-detonating to knock it back. Another face rocket right into Kodojins. Well, not quite a face rocket. Rocket into Kodojins' face. All right. Another rocket right into Kodojins' face, and Guniacz is playing really, really well this game. He's playing really on point. He's got his control. He's got the 2 kills on Kodojins. He's got the railgun. Not going to land the shot, though. Kodojins on the high ground. Guniacz going to be looking around for him. He sees him. He knows the Red Armor's coming up soon, and he wants that Red Armor, but is he going to stay on it, or is he going to move? And it looks like he's going to move for it. Kodojins running around the back end. Red Armor coming up very soon. Guniacz knows it's up. Kodojins knows it's up. Nice preemptive rocket coming out to try to stop Guniacz, but Kodojins misses his rail, unfortunately. I was going to say, Guniacz doesn't quite know where Kodojins is, so he might be able to get some good damage, strip that Red off of him, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to strip the Red. Yellow can't be picked up right now, so Kodojins right now at a pretty big health disadvantage, honestly. And, oh, Guniacz using the Krylink to pull Kodojins down. You're not making that jump today, buddy. Firing a couple of shots at him. Next Red Armor's not going to be up for another 10 seconds, but Guniacz is already falling back to it. Guniacz is a very, very, it looks like he's a very, I don't want to say passive player, but a very, very control-centric player. It feels like with Guniacz, he doesn't want to chase kills. He doesn't feel like he needs to chase. He would rather do 80 damage to you, see that damage is unreturned, just like that, and instead of pushing for the kill, he's just going to back off and take control of what he knows the item timer is. Another fight right here coming out of Kodojins. Kodojins coming up, but as we can see again, Guniacz really not content to push Kodojins. He doesn't really want to push into that. He sees Kodojins coming up. He knows he's got the point lead. Is my internet lagging or is theirs? Okay, it looks like Guniac's internet is lagging a little bit. I can never tell with Xonotic. Might be my internet as well. Let me see. No, I got good stuff. Sorry for the derail right there. Guniacz, though, back at his Red Armor. Gonna be up, well, not gonna be up. Already up. Grabbed it. Knows that the Mega is up now. And Guniacz running around. Gonna be seeing it. There we go. He's just now, Guniacz doing to Kodojins what Kodojins did to him last game. He's just running his route. He's running his red. Grabbing his red. Grabbing his Mega. Firing a couple of spam shots in. None of them gonna land. There we go. Good 40 damage on return on Kodojins right there. Another curved rocket up. Red is gonna be up very soon. 10 seconds just about. A lot of damage on Kodojins right there. Kodojins stuck in the corner. Gonna blast himself out. But the rail is gonna miss on Guniacz. Kodojins now firing a couple of blaster shots. Maybe trying to get some unreturned damage. He's playing a risky game, though. He's playing a crazy game because Guniacz does have a railgun there. So had he got shot right there, he would have paid dearly for it. Guniacz, though, despite the low health that Kodojins has, is actually going to back off and allow Kodojins to get the Red Armor. Not going to say that's Kodojins' big comeback moment now, but the fact that he let him get his foot in that door is honestly quite surprising. I guess he thought that Kodojins maybe had more health than he did. Because if Codagens was going to sit up there and continue to fire stuff at you, you know, he must have that much health, right? It'd be dangerous otherwise. So Guniacz, he trusts Codagens a little too much. He gives him a little too much credit. You think, man, this guy is still fighting. He must have way more health than I give it credit for, but Codagens, he's just a wild card, you know? Coming down, he's going to try to grab the Mega, but he's going to back off very easily. Codagens has caused a couple of Electro Bolts down, and Guniacz isn't even going to try to contest it. Lands unreturned damage on Codagens, but Codagens does have control of the Mega right now. And with Guniacz only having 2 kills over the course of this game, Codagens still does have time to make a comeback if he's able to push onto Guniacz, get a kill, and follow through with that kill. A lot of electro shots coming out of Guniacz, and Codagens getting a little bit antsy. He knows he has to go in soon. He's getting aggressive, but he's got the stack to do it right now. Rocket coming out, but none of them are going to be landing, and Guniacz is going to be firing a grenade right into Codagens' face, swiping and grabbing the Mega right under Codagens' nose, and Codagens has to take this fight here. Unfortunately, not going to be able to, doing a little teabag right there. All right, settle down. Codagens, you know, has to take the fight. Unfortunately, not able to get it, so he's not going to be able to carry that momentum, so it looks like he knows that it's probably GG's for him, and the Guniacz is going to come out on top in this game. But very well played by both players. It was interesting to see how Guniacz plays when the table turned, when he's the one in control now, and Codagens is the one on the run. And Codagens really just wasn't able to find an opening. Really wasn't able to find any point where he could trap Guniacz. There was a lot of points where Codagens tried to kind of patrol the area where Guniacz was going to come and patrol the red armor, patrol the Mega, but he just wasn't able to land the shot when Guniacz did show up. So well played by Guniacz, well played by Codagens. That's going to be their exhibition complete. And now we'll try to get in, we're going to try to get in Zord and Spike. Alright, so I'll ping Zord, I'll ping Spike. I'll let him know that, watch this fade in. I'll let him know that our game is, their game is ready, and then I gotta change the, the names around a little bit. So there we go, Zord. Let Zord know the server's ready if he wants in. Pixban's in the server. Zord says downloading textures. Right. What map are we on? Oh, Vale. Okay. Interesting. This guy doesn't have the textures. What the heck? What the hell is this Codagens guy doing in here? Get him out of here. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice, nice. I tried to see if there was like a kick command so that I could be like, all right, everybody, get out of the server once it's done. But I couldn't find like a kick command to get people out, or it wasn't working, or I'm an idiot. You know, there's a lot of factors that could have gone into it. All right, so give me a minute or two. I got to change the names on my scenes. We got Spike over here on this one. And we got player 1, we got Zord over here. And then in the actual game, we're gonna have to get Spike and Zord as well. That's Zord. And then on this side, we will get Spike. Okay, and then we'll do the Pix bands. Fade into Pix bands. Alright, cool. Let me get the copy-paste of all the maps we're using, all the map names for them to reference. Alright, there we go. So we got Spike gonna be doing the first ban. Bring this up. Alright, Spike is going to be doing the first ban, and he is going to be banning Vale. 1 second. Let me go to the pick bans. There it is. Vale. Boom. Banning that out. Fade in. Alright, so we got Spike. First ban come out on Spike is going to be Vale. And it looks like Zord is typing, so Zord is thinking about his ban right now. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What are we gonna get banned out of Zord? Maybe he's gonna get the Silent Siege. No, Zord wants to ban Bloodyrun. He does not want Bloodyrun in the pool. Get it the hell out of here. No, that's Blood Covenant. Let's fade in, get the Bloodyrun out of there. Alright. Alright, Spike gets his next pick now, and then we're gonna have Zord come in with his pick. So Silent Siege still in the pool here, which is interesting, because last time that one got banned out both times quite early on, but maybe they just aren't going to pick it. Spike is going to be picking Xowoken. He wants the Xowoken. Bam, bam. Open it up right there. Fade in. And then Zord says he wants Silent Siege. All right. Interesting. He's gonna show me how it's done. He's heard all the shit talking I'm doing about Silent Siege, and he's like, you know, I'm sick of it. I'm going to show you how Silent Siege is played, Gibbons. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm going to do bans. Spike first. So now we get the final 2 bans to choose what our final map is going to end up being. Spike is going to get his first ban right here. He could ban Phrantic. He could ban Blood Covenant, maybe. I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem like either player has a proclivity to ban large or small maps. Well, there's far more large maps in the pool than there are small maps, but we could see the small maps banned out now, like Phrantic, or, what was the other one? Spike is going to be banning out the Blood Covenant, though. I've heard from some people that Zord is, that Zord is a very strong Blood Covenant player. He knows the map very well, so Spike maybe fearing the Blood Covenant. He doesn't want to have to deal with that shit. Final ban is going to go to Zord right now. Let's see what he says. What does he want to get out of there? It looks like the maps he can be banning right now are Phrantic and Fuse, 2 of the smaller maps. So we are going to get a smaller map in the pool this time around. And Zord is going to be banning the Phrantic out. So it looks like we are going to be getting Fuse as our final map. Where's the Phrantic? Where's the Phrantic? Ban. Get it out of there. Get Phrantic out of there. And where is Fuse? There it is. Bam. And the fade in. Look at that. Look at that production quality right there. So the bans for this game are going to be Zord banning Blood Covenant and Phrantic, Spike banning Vale and Blood Covenant. Zord said ban Bloodyrun, I think. Maybe I said Blood Covenant. But either way, those are going to be our 4 bans. And then our picks are going to be Silent Siege, then Xowoken, and we're going to end on Fuse. So, coming into the game, let me get their health bars lined up. Well, I don't need to get the health bars lined up yet because we can call a vote to end match. We'll do then Xowoken. So we're gonna do Silent Siege first, then Xowoken, then Fuse, because that's the order I've got the picks. Even though Spike got the first pick on the screen, I have Zord on the left, so we're gonna do Silent Siege first because I said so. That doesn't quite matter the order so much as you know the as they all get played. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I was juggling my windows. All right. Let me get that music turned off now. I've thought about doing the exhibitions with music at one point in time, but I do not think that's wise. All right, so this health bar is going to be Zord's health bar. Let's get it over there. This health bar is going to be Spike's health bar. Hello? Can I food spectate? There we go. So there we go. We're watching Zord on this one. And we're watching Spike on this one. And, alright. Now I gotta fade in. The health are updating. Alright. And we're good to go whenever they are. Final set is gonna be Zord versus Spike. First game gonna be on Silent. Well, maybe final set. Kyle might play a set with MxCrab after. We'll see. That we're gonna play that one by ear. But Zord immediately gonna be grabbing himself the machine gun and dropping that to the low ground, and Spike is gonna be immediately grabbing himself a railgun and dropping to the low ground. Though Zord is gonna be finding himself the mega health far earlier than Spike is going to be finding himself a red armor. Spike hears Zord over there. Zord going to be firing some preemptive rockets, so he's not going to be landing any shots. And Spike going to be flying on through. Going to have a hard time landing shots on Zord as well, and Zord is going to come out on top of that trade right down there. And Zord going for the chase in the lower ground. Spike on the run, though. He knows, I don't want to fight Zord in that lower area. He's got all the explosive weapons. Spike only has the grenade launcher, doesn't want to take a huge fight against Zord right now. He doesn't have any rockets to kind of launch him or anything, and Spike can land quite a few, or fire quite a few shots, but not get them, and Zord just on the run, gonna get the hell out of there. Zord doesn't have any armor, he's on the low ground right now. Spike gonna be firing a couple things down, but not gonna be able to get enough to kill him, although Zord did have almost his entire Mega Armor stripped off of him. Gonna be trying to go for the machine gun to finish Spike off, and he's just not gonna be able to find it right, though. So Spike is gonna be getting the first frag of the game. Red Armor up, and Spike not gonna get it, so Zord will be taking a frag, get that return frag, and gonna be getting himself the Red Armor. Spike, though, with a really, really good, you know, preemptive ball gun right there, throwing Zord back a little bit, forcing him to back off, and that's actually gonna even their health values out quite a lot. So despite the fact that we've already had 2 kills, both players are going really even on health values right now, and both players are going pretty even on their positioning. Spike as a railgun, but no mortar and no rocket launcher, and Zord is in a position where, okay, now he also has a railgun and a rocket, so Zord is a bit more kitted out than Spike right now. He just needs to land those shots. One good rocket coming out of Zord, and Spike returning some fire, but not going to land a huge shot on him. Zord going to be grabbing himself a red armor, and Spike going to be moving around maybe to get the Mega, maybe not. Mega is up right now. Oh, wait, is Mega up right now? I always get confused by the 2 health values over there. No, Mega's not up right now. I'm a big idiot, and Zord's going to be starting a fight in the middle on Spike, finishing him off. Big health advantage right there. One of these days I gotta get that side panel color-coded because I miss it sometimes. Mega is up now, though, and Zord is gonna frag Spike and take it. 3-1 Zord's favor right now, but 2 minutes, still anyone's game. Zord moving himself all the way up to the red arm. He knows it's there. He hears Spike on the low ground. He's gonna look for a rail. He's look for the rail, but he's not gonna quite find the rail. He will be getting a free red armor out of this, though. So Zord moving around on the back end, looking for Spike. Spike moving around on the lower end, grabbing himself some weapons. Still no rocket launcher on... Oh, sorry. He does no mortar. No mortar on Spike, but he will be picking a fight with Zord, or rather, Zord's gonna be popping his head up and, like, finding Spike, finding a fight, and that's the exact fight he wanted to find, as the Mega was coming up soon. He knocks Spike in the hole. Free, easy kills, like shooting a fish in a barrel. You know, he's stuck in a hole, fish in a barrel, and then he's gonna land himself a rail and Spike on the high ground. Spike does not have the HP to fight back, and he's gonna be getting a red armor for his trouble on that. Spike coming around the back end, both players going to face smash into each other. Zord firing a couple of rockets and rails off, but he's not going to quite land them, so Spike going to get out of that unmolested. Lucky for him. Moving around on the lower area, going to find himself a railgun, but no rocket yet. Zord, on the other hand, completely kitted out, and he's already going down to grab himself a Mega, and sees Spike going to fire some missiles up his Spike, but not quite going to land a hit. Where is Zord going to go next? The red armor is coming up soon. Spike does have the high ground, and is Zord going to push it, or is he going to let Spike have it? Red armor's up now. Spike not on the red armor, and Zord going to go for the big flankaroo. He's going to be finding himself a red armor. Spike not going to be able to take it, but he will send some damage to Zord. Zord going to return that damage, though, so Spike still has the health at disadvantage. That's not going to dissuade him from fighting, though, because he can take a couple of shots from Zord. Here's Zord coming up, fires a couple of shots, not able to land it, but the mortar is going to come out. Zord, though, with his own shots on the back end, one shot will kill either of these players until the Mega comes up, which Zord has. Spike knows he's got to back the hell off. He knows he doesn't have the health to take this fight anymore, and with the red armor coming up soon, we're going to have to see if Zord is going to look for a kill or if Zord is going to look for a stack. He hears Spike picking things up on the bottom end of the map. He knows where Spike is. He hears Spike, and it looks like he's going to go for a kill on Spike, but Spike knows Zord's up there. He knows, I didn't hear any red armor get picked up, buddy. I know you're up there, and both players are going to be trading a good amount of health into each other. While Zord does have more health than Spike, he has a lower health value, which means if Spike can just punch through the armor, he might get a kill right here, and he will get a kill right there. Now it's Spike's turn to carry his momentum. Mega armor is up, and he might be able to make it there in time, but no, Zord spawns a little bit closer. Spike's still going to take the fight, though. Rocket, rail, rocket, next rocket could have finished Zord off, but it just wasn't quite on point, so Zord is going to come out on top of that fight right there, but not come out of that fight unscathed. He does have less health than a newly spawned Spike, and with the armor not up yet, Spike might run in and find a naked Zord. He is going to find him with his pants down. The Zord picked up the armor. It's not going to be enough to take push Spike out, though, so Spike will finish railing Zord. Another rail going to come out, but he's not going to find it. Another rail, not going to find it, though, and Zord has the high ground. He's dancing around, just looking for a good place to fire the ball gun, and bam, there we go. The balls come out. Gonna finish Spike off. Spike didn't have a ton of health, so Zord really only needed 1 or 2 big balls from the ball gun to land him, and he will find those big balls, and he'll find himself a Mega, but with the red armor coming up soon, we're going to be seeing another fight in the stairway high ground kind of area. Spike sees Zord going for the flank. He's going to chase Zord a bit. Really nice rocket on Zord. Zord doesn't have the HP to take a fight right now, even with the armor. One good shot will kill him, and there it is. There's the good shot. Spike pushes in. He knows exactly how much health Zord's got. Nice red armor, buddy, but I know that I can strip it off of you almost immediately. Nice curved rocket going in, but Zord is going to barely avoid it and fire some unreturned damage at Spike. So now Zord, despite the one being the last killed, is the one on the hunt. Few electro orbs coming up. Zord bounces them off the wall, pops them right above his head, creates just a wall wall of explosive death. The Spike cannot push it because of how active those are. And Spike on the lower ground has the misfortune of running into Zord. That's going to be another kill for Zord. Red armor is up, and Zord will be taking it. 5 minutes in the game now, so we are at the halftime point, and with the score being 9-4, there is still plenty of time for Spike to get 5 kills and bring himself up even with Zord. I mean, we've already seen 13 kills happen. Another 13 could happen. This is still anyone's game, despite the difference in score values. Zord is the high ground, looking for Spike to come out, but the health values really aren't that too different. And Spike could, if he sees Zord, get a good shot and take a fight, is what I was saying a couple of seconds ago. But Zord's going to find himself a Mega, land unreturned damage, and then another rail. They're going to be trading with Spike, but because of that unreturned damage that Zord got earlier and the Mega he picked up, he will be able to just sit there and trade with Spike until Spike perishes. Zord right sitting at 200 health, and Spike at about 150. You know, with a good opening shot, Spike could catch Zord, maybe start a fight right here, but it's unlikely, especially when Zord is going to be landing unreturned damage like that initially on Spike. Spike's going to have to back off. There's no way he can contest this Mega health. Zord's going to be taking that for free. Red armor is going to be coming up as well, and I do not know if Spike has the health or the cojones to go for a red armor challenge right here. Coming up on top of the teleporter, and Zord is ready for it though. He knows he's down there. He knows he wants to use the teleporter. 2 rails and a mortar will finish Spike off. The Spike not going to go down without a fight. He returns some damage on Zord and gets himself a red armor, which means Spike, despite spawning and being less armed than Zord, actually does have a health advantage. So with the next Mega coming up, if Spike is able to take control of this or grab it or even maybe trap Zord down there and get some unreturned damage on him, Spike might be able to keep the playing field relatively even. Mega's up and Zord is going to grab it. Spike not there to strip it off of him, so we are going to be running into a Zord health advantage situation right now, except Zord is in the middle of a wall. Zord might have the health advantage, so Spike has the positioning advantage, and Zord just can't get out of the pit. Spike is going to finish him off with 2 really well-placed rails before Zord's ever able to fight back. Armor's coming up. Zord's got the armor, but he's stuck in a corner. Spike going to land the first shot. Second's missing. Third's coming out, though. Zord trying to return fire, but he's only got a measly little machine gun, so Spike will finish him off with a shotgun blast. A little, very, kind of low health on Spike's end, but with the Mega coming up soon and more armed than Zord, he might be able to contest this, but Zord does have the ball gun. Spike's 7 HP. Zord, enough to die to 1 rail, and Spike not able to grab the Mega before Zord is able to finish him off with a shotgun. Spike barely surviving with 1 HP from 7 initially. He almost had it. He almost made the dream happen, but unfortunately, Zord is able to come out and just land a few too many shots extra. Red armor coming up soon. Both players know it. A lot of mortars coming out. The machine gun coming out, and Spike blasting himself out of there. He got the Mega, but the red armor, but at what cost? Is he has about as much HP as he went in with, but he prevents Zord from getting it, which is the upside, because he was not in a position to be able to stop Zord from getting out without taking his little damage as he did. Unreturned damage coming out of Spike right here onto Zord, and both players have a pretty even health pool. Spike with a bit more, but with the amount of damage being done, the one who starts the fight could win it. Zord grabbed himself a Mega, but with the unreturned damage twice coming out of Spike, this could still be Spike's fight very easily, and yes, it will be Spike's fight very easily. 3 unreturned grenades into a rail to finish Zord off, and he's just looking dazed and confused in that corner right there. He can't wrap his head around where the hell Spike was coming from. Zord, though, he did pick himself up some shards to get himself up to 50 armor. Fortunately, 50 armor is not going to save you from the large armor pool that Spike has, especially when Spike knows exactly where you are. He knows the Mega's coming up soon. Is he going to trap it? No, he's just going to go down and grab it. He knows Zord's not going to try to go for it when he's got that high ground. And Spike now, it's time to make his comeback. He's got to get 5 kills, or let me see, yeah, 6, yeah. He's got to get 5 kills to even this out with Zord. And we've seen people get faster kills in less amounts of time, so it is still very doable. And with the huge health advantage and the huge armor advantage right here, well, maybe not huge, about double Zord's health, that's pretty huge. He could be in a good position to make it work. Unfortunately, not able to land his first 2 shots, but the next ones are coming out. Zord stuck in that corner that he died in last time. He only needs a shotgun to take him down, but he'll finish off the railgun, jibbing Zord into a bunch of little pieces, leaving a giant blood stain on the ground. Mega's going to go the way of Spike, but is he going to be able to finish Zord off? Yes, he will. Blasting him against the wall, trapping him, curving a rocket right into the side of his head like a haymaker or a hook. Hooking him in the side of the head with a rocket right there. Red armor coming up, and Spike's got the timing down. He knows it's up. Spike now has the timing down of the red and the Mega, so he can just sit here and keep looping these and grab Zord. A rail coming out, but it's just 2 damage short of killing Zord. Unfortunately, the rail's got infinite range, and it doesn't have as much cooldown as it's going to take you to run away, little man, so he's going to grab him right there. Mega coming up. Zord knows it's coming up. Spike knows it's coming up. Spike landing unreturned damage. Well, not unreturned, but damage that Zord's got no way of actually dealing anything with. And with 40 seconds left in the game, Spike needs 1 more kill with the health advantage he's got to even things out. Misses the second shot on Zord, and because of the self-damage he did to him, he's gonna have to back out. He's not gonna be able to push that because Zord could have easily back-rocketed him and killed him. Smart move right there. He could have gotten greedy, could have said, I know Zord's low, I know he doesn't have anything, but he you know, kept himself grounded and realized, I'm dead if I chase, I have to try to find him on the next cycle. And because he does have that advantage, he is going to be able to try to fight Zord on the Mega. Instead of contesting the Mega directly, though, he starts going for a flank. Here's Zord on the back end. Mega doesn't even matter. Spike doesn't want the Mega. He wants Zord dead. He needs Zord dead. He is going to find Zord dead. And with the health advantage he's got right now, Zord could be in trouble. For if Spike gets just 1 kill, Zord's going down. Armor's coming up in 3 seconds. Spike, it looks like he's coming around for it, though. Zord gonna have to make his way over. He's a little too late. Spike coming in with a huge health advantage. I think this is the end for Zord. He's stuck in a corner, got the machine gun, but it's not gonna be enough, and Spike will finish Zord off on the first round. Silent Siege. Really close game. And we'll be moving on to Spike's map pick next, which is Xowoken. That was a very well played game right there. It's not much for me to comment on. You know, I'm not a very great Duel player. So you know what? It's not like I could say, oh, well, someone could have done this better or that better, because you know, who am I to say shit? I would have gotten my ass kicked a million times over, right? So all I can say is that was a great game, very close. Everyone was where they needed to be when they needed to be there. This is Spike's health value we got right here. This is Zord's health value we got right here. And the health values look good. Alright, good to go in here. Doing a little bit of warm-up right here. We got that lightning gun. I don't like the arc lightning gun very much, to be honest, in Xonotic. Not a fan. It's too many times. I prefer the lower hit rate with high rate of fire of the lightning gun in Quake, I must say, but it's still a cool gun. Anyway, immediately spawning, and Spike's going to be grabbing himself an arc and a yellow armor, and Zord's going to be finding himself the red armor, but not quite able to go up there and grab himself the yellow, and Spike is going to be grabbing the Mega. So right now, Spike's got control of the Mega, and Zord has the control of the red armor. Going for the lightning gun kill right here. Well, not lightning gun kill. Lightning gun damage for the electro ball gun kill, and Zord just stuck in that doorway, so he's not able to get out. The balls just come rolling in, and there's nowhere he can run. Runs out the back, the arc's going to get him. Stay in the hole, the balls are going to get you. Really, it was a lose-lose situation right there. Unfortunately, Spike just had him pinned to the wall, and he had the health to push it. Mega's going to be coming up soon, and Spike is ready for it. The red is already up, and I think Zord knows that, and he's going to go around for it. Yes. Spike going to be grabbing himself the red armor and looking around for a yellow, and Zord's going to be grabbing himself a red and looking around for a don't get my ass kicked by Spike with so much armor and health. Got the railgun out, so he's going to look for some, he's going to be looking for some unreturned damage. Sees the yellow armor down there, but it's not really worth going for the extra, 20 armor he's going to get from it. Zord playing nice and passive right now. Doesn't want to push Spike. He knows Spike's got a health advantage. Going to land some nice damage on Spike, but Spike's going to be returning that damage on Zord as well. And with the Mega coming up in 5 seconds, it's questionable whether Zord is going to be able to contest this. Returning damage, but oh my god, he is going to be able to contest this. He fires Spike into the corridor, and Spike trying to fire a rocket. Zord comes out just like a millisecond late, and he fires a rocket into his own face. All right, now egg on my face now, saying the Zord might not be able to contest it. The high ground was working dividends for Zord right there. Spike just not able to return any damage that Zord was doing to him. They were trading really well, and Zord just had that positional advantage, which really made all the difference. And the red armor is going to be coming up very soon. Mega's going to be coming up sooner. Zord knows that. He's moving around the back end. Both players have a very similar amount of damage. Detonates the rocket a little too early. Spike pushing in, though. Spike wants to take this fight, and I can see why. He's got a health advantage, and he's going to be taking the Mega as well. Zord not quite able to strip it off of Spike. Spike coming down. The red is up, so Spike going to be in possession of both the red armor and the Mega health, which is going to be leaving him to very, very, very distinct health advantage that Zord is going to have to play around. Zord sees him up there, fires a grenade. Don't want to try to get a bit of damage, but not going to find it right now. He wants to go for the yellow, but no, Spike's up there ready to take the yellow from him. One rocket, one rail, and that's going to be enough to finish Zord off, and Spike coming out virtually unscathed. And with the Mega coming up soon, Spike is going to be looking for it. You know, just grabbing himself a yellow to make sure Zord can't get it. Zord grabbing himself another yellow, though, but Spike with these preemptive rockets coming out, zoning Zord out. There's no way Zord's going to be able to contest that Mega. The question is, will Zord be able to do anything about the red? Zord does have the high ground. Here's Spike coming in. One Krylling shot's coming out. That is going to pull Spike away from it. Two Krylling shots going to come out, but Spike is going to end up getting the red armor eventually, and he's going to fire a grenade right up into Zord's face. Zord, though, will return with a little slap on the ass before Spike goes through the teleporter with his railgun. Spike not taking that sitting down, though. He will be firing a rocket at Zord on the back end and then coming around over the top to finish him off. Zord, though, going to spawn immediately, get aggressive. Got himself a rocket. He wants that yellow armor, I think, and Spike doesn't care. He wants the Mega. He got the Mega. Zord at 150 and Spike at about 300 HP. It's going to be a very hard fight for Zord to take if he wants to take it, which is why it looks like he doesn't want to take it. He's going to let Spike get the red armor, and he's going to go around and grab himself a yellow. This is about as high as Zord's health can get until he contests a Mega item like a red armor or a Mega health. So he's going to have to play very sneaky, play a lot more passively, try to land some unreturned damage before he can go in. The Mega health is going to be coming up soon, and Spike is going to be in control of that Mega health. Zord coming in, landing a bit of unreturned damage. You know, Spike returned the damage, but probably not at the same value he'd like. And Zord's stuck in the corner right now, but Blaster will help him get out of there. Spike not going to be finding any of the rocket damage he wants to go in the corner. And Zord already positioning himself out by the red armor. Though Spike coming up, getting aggressive, Blaster up, red armor's mine, and Zord's going to have to back off. There's no way Zord can take a fight right now after trading that much damage with Spike. It was well played to like do as much damage to Spike as he did. It's not like he got nothing out of that. He did do damage to Spike, but Spike did come out on top at the end with the stack And so Zord is going to have to back off that a little bit. Zord getting aggressive, though, flying in the room with a blaster shot off of the wall, and Spike's just like, oh, okay, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Zord. I'm going to kill him right when he lands, because everyone knows Zords can't actually fly. So he is going to have to land eventually, and Spike is ready with a rocket on the ground when he does land. Red armor coming up, and Spike is going to be in control of it. So Spike got a huge stack advantage right now, and Zord on the run, 100 health. That's as high as he can get until another mega item comes around, like a mega health, red armor, and he's going to just have to, play it. Why did the weapons disappear from my screen? There we go. We got the weapons back. Rocket coming out on Spike, going to be hitting Zord, backing him off. Yeah, nice yellow armor. I hope you're happy with the yellow armor. You got yellow armor, buddy. Get out of here. Pushing him back, like, shoo, get out of my garage. And the red armor's coming up, and Spike is ready around it. But is he going to loop back around on Zord, or is he going to just sit on top of the red? He's going to sit on top of the red. Zord shows himself. Unfortunately, he's not going to land his rail, though, so Spike is going to zone him out with a rocket, get the mega armor, get the mega health. And right now, Spike is in total control of this map. Plenty of time for Zord to come back. Spike's only up 3 points, and there is enough armor lying around and enough weapons lying around, enough cycles that Zord can very easily get a good trap on Spike, just like right there. Zord's quite low on health, but he also traded very, very well with Spike, and if he can get this next red when it comes up, which I doubt he will, because it's coming up in about 5 seconds and he's got to run, he's going to have a hard time coming back from this. This kind of begs the question of what a better way to control the game is, I feel like, because on one hand, if you grab a mega and then you grab a red right after, you can just keep running your laps through the map, and you grab your mega, you grab your red, you know, right when you get to the red, it's going to be there. But if you stagger each one out about 15 seconds, you can grab the mega and then spend your time protecting yourself at the red, spend your time moving through the map, using different paths so you can't be cut off and flanked as easily, and take control. As I'm talking, though, Zord has been doing a lot of unreturned damage to Spike, and he's going to be able to find his openings. Not that I wasn't paying attention, but I was trying to kind of go off on a tangent a little bit to not have the play-by-play be too exhausting. But Zord comes in the most inopportune time for me to immediately flank Spike a lot of times with rails and just land so much unreturned damage that the Spike can't do much about it. Another unreturned rail coming out of Zord right here. The next shot's going to do it, and that shot is going to come out of Zord. Another rail right there. Zord is doing, coming back. He's coming back right now. The Mega's going to be coming up, and Zord is going to be the one to get it. And there we go. In the span of like 45 seconds, Zord has come back and brought the game to an even state from the lead that Spike took 5 minutes obtaining. Really well played carrying the momentum, really well played taking fights and like just not missing his shots and making sure he's avoiding what Spike's got coming out right here. You know, that's what you gotta do, of course. You don't get hit, right? Unfortunately, he's not taking my advice, so he will be taking a rocket right to the face from Spike, but he does still have a bit of a health advantage. Some Krylling shots going up, a rail going up. It's gonna be unreturned right now, and he's just trying to finish Spike off. Spike, I can't take the harass. He's gonna back off a little bit. He knows that the red's coming up soon, as Spike was the last one to grab it. Zord just grabbed the mega health, so is he gonna contest the red, or is he gonna go for the... Oh, he's gonna contest the red, but he's not gonna land it, so Spike is gonna get out alive, but not unscathed, and Zord's just trapping him right there. It's a hard place to be in, because what are you gonna do with Spike? You run down the left side, Zord's got that high ground, he shoots you in the ass as you go through. You go through the teleporter, you come up, you're right in front of Zord's face. Not a great position, not a great situation for Spike to be in. I wouldn't say not a good position, you know, who am I to say whose position was good or bad, of course, but... but an unfortunate position for sure. And with this lack of a health advantage, anytime you push into Zord like that, he's just going to completely jib you. 160 health on Zord, just grab the mega, but the red is up, and it looks like Zord is trying to kind of find Spike on the rotation. Not going to find Spike on the rotation, so I'll just be taking the red then. Spike traps it, does a little bit of damage to Zord, but doesn't completely strip the red off of him. And Spike right now in an unfortunate position where he needs to find some yellows, but each of the yellows in a very trappable place, and he's going to have a hard time contesting the large items off that. Zord here's that pickup. He's coming around the outside, and Spike is going to contest this a little bit with a rail, not going to find it though. He's just going to back out. Red armor, not going to land the shot though, so Zord isn't going to get that red armor stripped, but Zord not landing a ton of damage on Spike either, so not the worst. A big face rocket coming up for Spike right there though, and Zord is now in control of that lower area. Spike does have the better positioning on the high ground, but Zord, when the way you can just curve rockets, the high ground in Xonotic is very, very, very powerful, but not quite as powerful as it would be in like Quake or something, because you can shoot through walls with Flash in Xonotic. Unreturned damage coming out of Zord, and Spike gonna push into him. All right, no one does unreturned damage to me and gets away with it, and Spike's on the run on the other side. Okay, you get away from it. You get away with it. But, you know, high ground in Xonotic, not nearly as powerful as it would be in, like, Quake, because you can curve rockets up, you can splash to the floor. Zord laying some unreturned damage with the rail, a second rail after taking cover, and Spike's not going to be able to do much about it. He's just going to go down right there. Zord looking for Spike on spawn, but he's not going to find him. And Spike right now is in the unfortunate position he had to play from the last game where he has to come back from the full control of Zord. But in the last round where Spike was able to find it and come back with it, this map is looking to be a little bit harder for him. Not for any reason that I could put my finger on. Just observing the play, it feels like this map he's gonna have a bit of a harder time coming back from. from a stack deficit. Because even though there's those yellows lying around where you can stack up on, it just feels like good positioning on this map can really patrol and survey a lot of points in the map that makes it hard for you to move through as freely. Like Silent Siege is very large, very open, but very large as well. So you can kind of move around a lot on that map. But in this map, it's very difficult when someone is in control to move around and not have them kind of have an idea of where you are. And Zord is just taking pot shots at Spike. Spike goes high, he knows he has to be there. Pot shots him around the corner. Spike goes low, Zord knows he has to be there. Takes some like pot shots around the corner. Grenade coming out, catches a glimpse of Spike right here, and he's just gonna go around. He knows he wants to go for the Mega. A bunch of preemptive balls coming out. He's gonna land the rail. No rocket, but the grenade will finish him off. Spike, not to be outdone, will land a bit of damage on Zord, but Zord still has so much health that I don't know if Spike can probably take a fight against him right now, especially with Zord having the red armor as well. Zord's going to be landing some damage on Spike, Spike landing some damage on Zord, but it's just not enough. He's just way too fat. And Zord right now sees Spike drop, and Spike's in the corner, not looking good, but Spike, unreturned damage. Yellow armor coming out of the hole. This could be a good one for Spike. If he lands a good shot, he could kill Zord, but unfortunately, Zord is going to be getting the Mega. That was a moment. That was the moment. That was the moment, unfortunately, where Spike might have been able to carry some momentum back against Zord, but that Mega popped up at the last second, and Zord was able to grab it, and from there, it was just, goodbye, Zord. Well, goodbye. Well, technically, goodbye, Spike. He's the one being, you know, jibbed out of existence. But, you know, big goodbye, Zord is I will be leaving your presence as you give the Mega, and I'm not going to be able to fight that. So, well played. Good game coming out of Zord and Spike on the second round. And the final round is going to be on Fuse, which is quite different from the last two maps we've played in that, you know, I wouldn't really say Fuse is that much smaller than Xowoken. Fuse feels like a small map, doesn't it? Fuse feels like it's a small map, but when you think about other small maps like Aerowalk and Toxicity, you know, Fuse really ain't that small of a map. I guess it's like on the smaller end of medium, but it's definitely not a small map, and I keep calling it a small map, but it really ain't that tiny. All right, so we got this screen in. Oh. All right, whose health bar is this? This is Zord's health bar, which means this one is Spike's health bar. Yep, we got the health values. Oh, we got the health value set. 1 second, let me come over to this window. Yeah, okay. And they're getting started. Yep, oh, I didn't even have to say anything. Wow. 5, 4, such gamers. All right, so we're going to get started with our final game, potentially final game of the exhibition, Zord versus Spike on Fuse. Fuse is an interesting map in that it has no red armors, just yellow armors and a Mega. So the Mega is even more important than it already is because, well, is it more important than it already is? It makes you think, right? It makes you think because in a map that has Mega and red, you can get a much greater Spike getting aggressive on Zord right here. Zord gonna do like fire some defensive rockets, but none of them are gonna land. So Spike is just gonna get some really aggressive pushing, unreturned damage against Zord right there. You know, Railgun coming out of Zord, Spike firing some like grenades, but neither are really gonna be landing these shots on each other. Yeah, it puts you in an interesting position where you think, well, what map is you know, harder to come back from? A map where there's no red, or a map where there's two, or a map where there's a red and a Mega? Because if there's a red and a Mega, that gives you a Mega item to grab to boost your health, but it also means that's 2 Mega items your opponent can take control of, whereas if there's none at all, well, then that puts you in a position where the person who is out of control is never going to be at the same health deficit as someone who's completely in control. So it makes you wonder if Fuse is an easier or a harder map for an out-of-control player to play. That's just what I'm thinking right now, and I'm not sure. I'll have to have a more experienced player let me know. Either way right now, Mega is up and Zord is going to be grabbing it. Spike going to be going for a rail, but he's not quite going to be landing it. And Zord with a health advantage right now. Spike knows where he is. They're going to be firing down some preemptive balls from the ball gun. Not going to be landing him, though. Zord has some discipline, doesn't walk into the little kill box. Spike sees him in the kill box, though. Zord going to be missing, and Spike going to be landing Zord in the kill box. Zord with the health disadvantage now, as Spike was able to make a lot of unreturned damage and not like have his and pick up an armor. Unfortunately, though, coming around the corner, Zord has a great ambush on Spike, launching him up in the air. Spike not able to return the damage, and Zord doing a 1-2 buckle his shoe on Spike to finish off the weapon combo. And with the Mega being up, that is going to be Zord at a huge health advantage right now. One of the small armor is going to go to Zord, and if Spike can't find that second small armor, oh, in the little kill box room down there, Zord is just going to blast him and finish him off. Can't shoot through that floor, though, so Zord isn't going to get the kill on Spike, but he knows where Spike is going. He's firing a couple of grenades, sees Spike, target detected. I almost said something else and I had to, like, stop myself. Easier to come back on Fuse because it's easier to get the stuff. Yeah, okay. So when the person in control can't get so in control, it makes it a bit easier to come back from when the health deficit is only ever at max going to be 100 rather than 200. That makes sense. So we're going to come around the back end, though. A lot of characters, both players are trading with each other pretty well, but Spike does have an armor advantage. Zord going to be grabbing himself a small armor, and then the medium is not going to be up yet, though. Mega in 10 seconds. Zord looking around, trying to find some armor turn damage with the rail, sees the teleport particles. He knows where Spike has been, but does he know where Spike is? And he doesn't know where Spike is, because Spike is going to come up and surprise him with a rocket. He's going to back off. Even though the Mega's up, Spike just has a huge health advantage to take it, and Spike now on the hunt. 0-2 right now, but Spike just needs one shot to bring it up to 1-2. Not going to be able to find it, though. Zord on the back end, running away, going to grab himself a small armor, and Spike going to have to kind of back off, cool down a little bit, grab himself a small armor, and he does have the Mega, which means he will always have more health than Zord in this given situation, since he can't get above 100 armor on this map. Spike coming down, both players are going to be trading. Zord in the hallway, Zord in the hole, landing 72. Both players don't have any armor. Zord picking up a small, but that's not really going to help him too much. Spike going early for the Mega, but Zord's going to rail him. Is Spike going to go back up with only 18 health, or is he going to try to stay down? Trying to stay down. Zord coming around the back end, though, and he's not going to work out for him. He's not able to find the kill on Spike. Spike going to go up, grab the fucking Mega. I use fucking as a filler. That's not good. That's very unprofessional. I shouldn't be using filler words at all, but I lost my own train of thought. But yeah, no, Spike coming around the back end right there, and Zord coming in and the haul at the electro gun. Spike got the kill he needed. Zord had a plan in his head, didn't quite work out, but he will be getting unreturned damage on Spike right there. And Spike getting aggressive, very ballsy decision, especially with the Mega not coming up for about 5 seconds. And Zord, what are you doing with the Mega? That's not up for 5 seconds, kid. Bam, blasts him down, brings it back to another 2-point lead. Though Spike is going to get a good slap on the face against Zord. Mega is up, but neither character or player really can go for it right now because they don't know exactly where the other is. Zord finds his opening, sees Spike at the end of the hall, knows he's probably pretty safe. Spike jumps down, rail coming out, but Zord isn't going to be able to land it. Spike getting their return damage right there. Spike is now at the health lead, 100-100, and the next Mega is really going to be what settles it. So unless Zord can find some yellow armor, Spike could push him right now if he can find a good hit. However, with the lower health values, if Zord's able to get a good hit as well, you know, he can come out on top. So it's anyone's fight, but it's really who can land that good first hit, and it looks like that's going to be Zord. So now the health pools have been evened out a little bit, and with the Mega coming up soon, the next fight's going to be happening somewhere in this middle room. Who's going to go for it? Rocket coming out, Rail coming out, and Spike is going to be the one to grab the Mega, even though no damage is really traded between either. But here we go. Now Spike getting aggressive, firing a rocket. He wants the yellow. Didn't get the yellow, so he's going to go back down. Low on rockets, though. Spike with only one more rocket he can fire. He's going to have to find some explosives soon, and he will find his explosive. There we go. Coming around, and a yellow armor with the Mega and 2 yellow armors. That puts him at a pretty distinct health advantage to Zord. So right now, even if Zord lands a good first hit, Spike could still come out on top if he can land his shots. He's above Zord. Zord doing some damage, and Zord maybe going to get away. Rail coming out, not going to get his Zord unreturning, and Zord could fire another rail and kill him, but he's going to back off. He knows one more rail kills him as well, and he doesn't want to take that risk. He's going to wait to trap the Mega, but he's not gonna get the shot. Spike comes in at the timing when just when Zord is swapping his weapon off, and Spike is gonna be able to get the Mega. Zord doing a bit of damage on Spike. That's going to level the health values out a little bit, but Spike has the high ground. That's making it really hard for Zord to actually do more damage. Self-death rockets, and the self-death rocket isn't going to help you when the railgun just fires so much faster, and you don't have the health to deal with it. Spike at 50 HP, though, now up to 100. Both players are even in their health values with no armor. Zord going to grab an armor, now making me look a fool. And Spike, I'll make you pay for this. Oh, no, okay, I'll make you pay later. Rocket comes down, hits Spike right in the face. Rail coming out. One more rail will finish Zord off if Spike can land it, and Spike at rail immunity. But no, when Rocket coming out, self-death's a little too early, and it's not going to hit Zord to bounce him back. So Zord will be taking the Mega right there, but not getting away unmolested. He will be having the Mega stripped off of him. So Spike, still, despite not grabbing the Mega, is going to be the one coming out on top in that engagement. And the Mega isn't going to be enough for another 15 seconds. Spike, realizing this, just wants to pick up the shard. Don't give any armor to Zord if he can help it, and move around and maybe try to find an engagement that he doesn't get hit first on. Crouching around, looking around, being sneaky. There's Zord, lands the railgun. He's going to come on the back end. Zord's dropping. He doesn't know where he's dropping from, but it doesn't matter because the Mega's up and Zord can't take it, which means now next time he lands a shot like that, he can push it to the fullest, and Zord, even with back rockets, isn't going to be able to stop that push. Coming around on the back, sees the yellow, thinking about stripping himself so the Zord can't get it, but he's got the 132. He doesn't want it. He'll just let Zord have it if Zord wants it. Rail coming out, rocket coming out, a third rail going to come out, well, second rail, third shot coming out, and Spike is going to just push his health advantage onto Zord right there, force himself on him with the rockets and the rails, and Zord can't really do much about that if Spike lands his shots, which Spike was doing. Zord up at the Mega a little too early, and Spike has plenty of time to kill him and grab the next Mega. Spike going from a person who's at a 3-0 lead now to a 4-3 lead, or Zord at a 3-0 lead earlier. Now Spike is at the lead with a 4-3. So, he brought it back, and he's bringing it back even further with a 5-3 lead now. 100 armor and 171 health. Zord is going to have to play back a little bit right here. Try not to get caught out by Spike. Land some unreturned damage, maybe. Wait for the next Mega. Next Mega could be a good time to trap someone if he can find it, but, you know, Spike knows this. So Spike is just pre-firing all those areas. But damn, Zord is going to land an unreturned shot on Spike. Spike's still grabbing the Mega, so that is going to bring his health back up, but that is going to strip a lot of the armor off of Spike, which means if Zord can get 100, he can still take Spike. Spike missing a lot of his shots despite the high ground, and Zord almost takes him down right there, but unfortunately for Zord, Spike is going to be able to land his last couple shots, and Zord getting a bit aggressive. He thinks he's low, I can still get him, and while Spike was low, he did pick up that big 50 health on the way out, which is going to boost him just enough. Mega's going to be coming up soon. Zord taking the 50 damage. It's going to be hard for Zord to contest, but Spike is low, and Zord is going to actually get it, which means next Mega going Zord's favor. Now is Zord's time to shine. Railgun coming out. Spike low health. Zord could go in with any weapon and take this if he wants to, and he's just going to wait. He knows where he's coming from, but unfortunately, the rail isn't going to land. So Zord's going to have to back off a little bit. Maybe grab the next Mega. Maybe try to stop Kyle. Or why do I keep calling him Kyle? Because that's who Zord played last time, so I'm used to saying Kyle. Stop Spike. Zord going to try to stop Spike from grabbing the yellows, maybe, but, you know, unfortunately, Spike is going to be grabbing both yellows. So the health values are very, very close right here. One unreturned rail coming out of Spike, and Zord now at health disadvantage, despite having a health advantage with the Mega earlier. Spike grabbing the Mega as well, and Zord is now down in the hole. Spike, 150 HP, 50 armor, going to be bringing him up to about 200 health, 230 HP. Unreturned rails coming out of Spike right here, and Zord is going to have to really pull something out of the hat to get this lead back. 1 minute and a half left, 4 kills down. Crazier things have happened. The comeback is definitely possible, but the amount of control that Spike is exhibiting right now, it's going to be difficult for Zord to do that if he can't land these rails when they're presenting themselves. And unfortunately, Spike just gets behind Zord right there. Big health advantage. Going in, is Zord going to be able to make it? Zord will make it, but he is going to get the Mega stripped off of him. However, it's not a bad thing. Sure, Zord got the Mega stripped off of him, but that's a Mega now that Spike doesn't have. And with the lack of that Mega, Spike is a squishy target for Zord to come over the top with his newfound armor. Coming in on Spike again, but no! That last rocket doesn't kill Spike. He survives with 3 HP and gives Zord a slap on the head. Oh, a free taxi to your face. Don't mind if I do. Coming in with the rockets, not able to get Spike. Spike on the high ground, though. Rockets homing in, just not able to find him. Baby gun, electro balls coming out. Gonna hit Zord, not quite kill him, though. Rockets coming down, and a lot of indirect unreturned damage coming out of Zord right here, which is, well, I guess it's not unreturned. How long does the gap between damage have to be before it's not unreturned, right? Because there's a good 3-second gap there before Zord returns some damage, you know? How long before it's unreturned damage? It's a philosophical question. But with 20 seconds left, I don't know if Zord is going to be able to come back from this. You know, crazier things could happen. No, crazier things couldn't happen because you can delay your spawns up to 5 seconds. Spike is going to land another frag right there, and that will solidify his... Whoa, whoa! Did you see the Krylin drag the rocket down like that? That was crazy. I'm actually gonna. I think I've got a mutator actually to make rockets immune to push forces. So I could apply that at some point if people want that, but I wanted to keep the game somewhat vanilla. And that is going to be the final game for the Spike versus Zord exhibition, with Spike taking Silent Siege, Zord taking Xowoken, excuse me, and Spike taking Fuse. Very close game, very well played by both players. Thanks for the event. Yeah, no problem. Hey, thanks for participating. If nobody participates, then there's no event, right? So I'm happy that people put up with me attempting to do my commentary, even though when I yell, it probably clips the mic, and I still got to fix that. So now someone had brought up, I think it was MxCrab had brought up that if Kyle didn't have someone to play against, he would be down to play against him. I'll ping MxCrab, and we'll wait like a good 5 or 6 minutes, and if he doesn't show up, we'll call that GG's, and if he and Kyle want to do a match, then, he says he's back if there's a call for a third game. So yeah, so MxCrab is here. I'll give Kyle a ping, ask him if he wants to do a few games, and we can do a third exhibition of Kyle versus MxCrab, a surprise exhibition. Normally I only do 2 sets per exhibition because I don't want it to go on too long and I don't want to burn people out. But this is only the second one we've done, so let's party. Let's have a good time, and then in the future, I'll just limit it to 2 so that people don't get too burnt out. So okay, I'll ping them. So okay, cool. So I'll ping Kyle. I'll see if he's down, and then MX is in the chat. He said he's down as well. Wait, is that Kyle as well? We can do just one map if you want. It's up to you guys. We can. How about this? Instead of doing picks and bans, we'll just we'll do 2 maps, and we'll just let each of you guys pick a map. That way it doesn't go on for a long... It'll be a compromise. I'm going on a little longer than I normally do, but we'll do a few... we'll do a couple less maps. So, all right, cool. I'll jump in the lobby then, or the server then. We got Kyle in here, so I'll get the health bar working for... Oh, I gotta change the names. 1 second. You ready to see the magic in action? Player 1, we'll do Kyle. Player 2, we'll do MxCrab. And then fade in. Bam. See those names? That's crazy. Alright. And then, where's my other screen? There it is. Cool. So yeah, we'll do a couple extra games of MxCrab and Kyle then. MxCrab is someone who also does casting in Xonotic and stuff. So, and he's been saying recently he wants to do some casting for some Duel games that people send him replays. So maybe he'll get a couple of matches here. Well, although him casting himself would be weird. I've never casted myself. I feel like I would just, it would be hard for me because I would be very critical of myself. Let's see. Message, alright, oh, is that him? 1 sec, let me tab back in. I lost my screen. Yeah, that's him. Okay, cool, so I don't need to ping him at all. Alright, cool, sometimes you guys can each just pick one. This is Kyle's health bar. This is MxCrab's health bar. Yeah. They'll probably swap maps, so I'll have to swap the, what's it called? Health bars again anyway. Ah, I see. I'll cast Kyle's pop. Right on. So, yeah. Well, then let's pick map first. Let me see, what are the maps I got? I'll do another copy-paste of the map names. There we go. Or we can, no, because you can't see who votes. I was gonna say I could just bring up the voting menu and then click on the one, but... CPM 22, Phrantic, right up. So then watch this shortcut. Call, vote, end match. Incredible.
Vote succeeded.
Phrantic is an interesting map. I played it a bit with my buddies when they were first getting, and then Kyle will want to do Bloodyrun. Okay, cool. So we'll do Phrantic and then Bloodyrun. Yeah, no, Phrantic is an easy, or not easy, interesting map in this game. I played it with a buddy, and there's like a mega health down in this section with like a lava pit, and it feels like, I played it a Huni mode with my buddy, and it feels like if you spawn in that area, it's like, okay, you get the mega, but if you spawn away from that in a certain spot, it's like, okay, there's no way I could contest the mega, but if they spawn in like the middle area, and you spawn in that far area, and you don't contest the mega, you're giving it to them for free, but if they spawn on the mega, and you try to contest it, you're basically killing yourself. But if you don't contest it and you don't go for the railgun, then you're leaving yourself in a position where they can hop up off the ramp, and now they have a railgun, a mega health, and you've just got like the arc and like a rocket launcher, and that's not like the worst combo ever, but it's a hard, it's a weird, it's a level I never ever learned to play. All right, the match limit is 2 players. I accidentally hit join, some stupid. All right, let's get the health values going. This one is Kyle's health bar. This one is Crab's health bar. Alright, cool. So, yeah, no, it's but yeah, no, so interesting map. I remember Zord made a comment once where it was like, he said, oh, people will like talk shit about it, or people don't like it, but then a lot of people don't actually know how to play it. And maybe I don't know if Zord was defending the map. Maybe Zord was or wasn't defending the map. But I think that the comment he was making was definitely that he feels like maybe people aren't good enough at the map yet, or people don't lab the map enough to be able to talk shit about whether it's good or bad. I'm not sure. I just remember him making a comment about, you know, a lot of people say they don't like it, but I also feel like a lot of people aren't very good at it, so maybe it's a skill issue. Either way, starting off, Kyle's immediately going to be on the kind of mid spawn near the Mega, and Crab's going to be on the far spawn. Kyle not going to grab the Mega, and Crab going to be on the back end grabbing some of the other weapons, like the Arc and stuff. Kyle going to be finding a rail up, not going to find it. Crab with the lightning gun, not going to be able to do a ton of damage. Kyle's just going to slip right out. It's like a little shower head, like a water hose maybe. Rail coming out, grenade coming out, rail coming out again, and the water hose just going to sit there and beam him. I swear that Arc doesn't feel like it does too much damage. What's the damage per second on the Arc? Like 120 damage per second? Yeah, it feels it's not a bad weapon, but I feel like it's definitely a hard way, especially since tracking in general, Xonotic can be a lot harder with how fast things move. It's definitely not an easy weapon to find a good place to use. And Kyle was able to exploit the lack of the weapon's pushback and just push right on through and do a bunch of damage to him. Next Mega's up, and Kyle is going to be taking control of that, with Crab moving around on the back end to grab himself well, he didn't grab himself the rocket launcher, but grab himself the yellow armor to stack up a little bit. He's just got a arc and a grenade launcher right now. He's got himself an electro as well, which gives him a little bit of preemptive firepower on Kyle, but not able to get a ton of what's it called? I was gonna say he's gonna have a hard time finding a ton of mileage off of it, you would think, but he's actually doing a pretty good job finding the mileage out of it. He got a really good arc shot on Kyle right there, launched him up. Kyle gonna return that damage with the rail, and that's gonna even the health out a little bit. But Crab's actually doing a pretty good job getting a pretty good amount of value out of the arc. Like Kyle killed him earlier when he was trying to use the arc, but he's actually found a lot of health and stripped off of Kyle with the arc, so you know, hey, whatever works for him, especially if you can get it to work well. Crab hopping up around the backside and Kyle running around back. The downside gets hit with the mind game as Crab is just going to fly back around on the lava on the bottom end, trying to run away from Kyle, but Kyle's going to hit him with a rail. He will return it, and Kyle going to walk right into the lava by accident, or maybe he got blasted into the lava, the lava. Kyle got blasted into lava. Kyle gets, either way, Kyle's in the lava and he's dead, which is going to bring the score up to 1-1, Crab versus Kyle. Kyle right there trying to get Crab to get the hell out of here with a mortar, grab himself a yellow armor, and Crab very low on HP right now. He's on the run. Anything would kill him. Grabs a little bit of a stack, but even a rail would kill him now. Okay, the health regen's bringing him back up, and the Mega is up, but is he going to get trapped? Uh-oh, he's in the corner. Kyle's on the outside. Rocket, mortar, rocket, and that's going to finish him off. That Mega health is really, really, really dangerous to grab because there's no red armor on this map, but there's only 2 yellows, I believe. And if you get caught out down in that red armor area, you just die, man. If it feels like someone catches you out there, it's really, really hard to get out when someone has pinned you in there, as Kyle just showed. And unfortunately, Crab was the victim of. Kyle's gonna be running around stacking himself on some weapons. Not gonna land that first shot, but he will land the second, and he will land the third. Crab gonna try to chip it down at Kyle a little bit with the arc, but he's not gonna really get a ton of damage on him. Kyle is gonna come out with the Mega. Again, stripping Kyle down a bit with the arc, but just one rocket, one rail. That's going to finish Crab off. Another rail coming out, but it's not going to land. Big meaty rocket, though, and there's the rail. Third rocket, and now this is looking more like the Phrantic I'm used to seeing when I've had to watch it in the past, where you just kill someone and run to the other side. Kill someone and run to the other side. Oh, I'm a little low on health. Let me grab the 50. Uh-oh, no armor's up? Well, that's a problem. Just kidding, not a problem anymore. Let me grab some more health. Come around over here. 150 versus the 15 and 15. Like, healths are pretty close, but if one person just lands a good shot on the other, they can so easily chase and follow that up. Kyle over here going to grab the Mega, and Crab not in a position to trap Kyle in there, though, so that's going to be a free Mega from Kyle. Or not from Kyle, but for Kyle. Grenade coming out, trading a bit of damage right there, and Kyle's going to get his health stripped down to a pretty good value, and MxCrab actually not going to find as much, taking as much damage as he wants, but Kyle going to be teleporting out, unfortunately, then frags himself. No. Yes. No. I thought MxCrab had a kill already. How did he frag himself and lose a who? What's going on here? Frag 0. Okay, no, Kyle did. Wait. Yeah, MxCrab has 1 kill. Kyle has 5. Yeah, okay, Kyle killed himself. That's what I thought. I thought I was watching the wrong person. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Give me a second. But wait a minute. How does Crab have 1 kill and 0 points, but Kyle has 6 kills and 5 points? Because Kyle killed himself once, but how does Crab have 1 kill? But no points? Did that happen when Kyle fell in the lava? I don't understand. I'll have to look into it more at another time. Either way, but that's the Phrantic I'm more used to seeing, where someone gets a kill and they just carry it like 3 or 4 or 5 times. It's a small map, and it's like, I heard where you spawned. I heard you picking stuff up. Now I'm gonna, here's the mortar. How about the mortar? Yeah, where's he spawn? Let's listen. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, I didn't hear it. That means he must be far, which means, I'm gonna grab the Mega. Look at that free Mega. And there's Crab over there. Kyle caught a glimpse of his foot coming around the back end. He knows where he is. He's gonna be grabbing the armor. So now Kyle in control of the Mega, and he got one of the yellow armors. That means that Crab really doesn't have much room to run around and grab more health. Like, with there only being 2 yellows and a single Mega on such a small map, it's really, really easy to just run around and hoover everything up and make it so the other person can feel so helpless. Unfortunately, though, Kyle gonna be the one feeling helpless there as he gets himself stuck in the corner and somehow frags himself again. Grabbing an arc, though, he's gonna be pushing it on Crab. Is he gonna get the kill? He is gonna get the kill, but he's also gonna trade with him right there. You were fragged by Crab, but you also killed Crab. Whoa, the humanity. 200 health on Kyle right here, and Crab's looking for an armor, but he's not gonna find it. No, just kidding. He is gonna find it, actually, all right? I'm not lying. Kyle falling in the lava, though, grabbing himself a yellow armor. Both players' healths are very, very similar in level. Crab gonna land a stronger rock than Kyle's grenade, though, and coming around the back end, well, not the back end, but the front end from Crab up the stairs. He's gonna get launched by Kyle, unfortunately, and Kyle is gonna hit him with a grenade after the rocket, finishing him off. Crab is trying to get a lot of mileage out of that. Wow, he did a lot of damage there with the Hagar. The Hagar charge shot into a follow-up. Almost got him. It was a close one. As well played. I like seeing the Hagar get kills. The Hagar is a satisfying weapon to do the charge hit with, but yeah, it's like you've seen Crab try to get a lot of value with that arc, and he's been getting some good value with it, but it's just not as strong of a tracking weapon as I'm used to tracking weapons being, you know, which makes sense because the weapon damage in Xonotic on general is lower than other arena shooters, but supplemented by the fact that you can weapon swap, which gives it a lot more flexibility and more DPS overall, despite the fact that each weapon has lower damage per shot. So it makes sense that the arc would also not have a ton of damage in its beam, but at the same time, it's also a lot harder to track in Xonotic than it is in other games, so I feel like maybe it shouldn't do more damage. Yeah, because I'm the Bastion of balance right here, right? I don't know. The arc just kind of feels like it's hard to get a lot mileage out of it compared to the other weapons. Like Kyle right here with the arc right there, 30 damage, 26 damage. Like, because rockets can go through floor, like, I feel like you could have shot a rocket at the floor there and knocked them up. Again, not trying to tell anyone how to play. I'm merely musing about the interesting weapon that the arc is. There we go. I need to shut the hell up and actually catch the game. Kyle coming in, trying to trap Crab in the wall with the rockets. He will get it. Crab goes for the Mega, and Kyle's gonna hit him with Rocket 1, Rocket 2, and then finish him off with the arc. All this shit I'm talking about the arc, and it's a perfectly acceptable weapon. Look at it go. Plenty of damage. Blasting Crab back down onto the ground. He's gonna grab himself an armor, though, and Kyle's trying to get him with these rockets. Unfortunately, not quite able to find the damage he wants, and with his health so low, he can't really commit to hitting Crab either, so he has to stay up there. Falls in the lava. Luckily, though, gets himself out before too much shit hits the fan. And Crab over here gonna grab the Mega health, knows that Kyle's low on health. He fell in the lava, and he knows he can't contest it here, so that's gonna be a free Mega for Crab. Crab coming up wrong with the, Crab coming up along the back end now of Kyle, grabbing himself both the yellows. So Crab now has grabbed both of the yellows. He's got the Mega. He falls in the lava, but he's got a pretty distinct health advantage over Kyle, unless, of course, Kyle comes flying around the wall at Mach 9 and lands 2 shots on Crab before Crab lands a shot on him and then gets finished off with a grenade. Kyle gonna bring it back despite the fact that Crab did have the health advantage, but you know, you can only stack your health so high on this map to the point where land a good shot at the beginning, and that's the game for someone, you know? 61 damage coming out of Kyle right there on the Crab. Both players very, very, very low. Kyle gonna go for the Mega, and where is Crab? He's not there to trap him, but he might try to get him on the way out. Not gonna be landing the shot on Kyle, and Kyle returning a bit of damage to Crab with the mortar. Big rocket to the face coming out of Crab on Kyle, though, metering him into the floor. And that's gonna bring Kyle pretty low, but unfortunately, Crab is also very low, which means that any kind of rail gonna come out is gonna finish him off. Hagar is gonna come out, though. A lot of damage to that Hagar, 30-37. That was a good amount of damage to the Hagar. I think technically the Hagar actually has one of the highest DPSs in the game, assuming you can land every shot, which you won't be able to do. It's not a consistent weapon in a head-up fight like that. But if you can land that initial charged blast shot, it can be a good way to start a fight. In a duel, though, very hard to land that initial charged blast shot because people hear it coming a mile away. Both players trading with each other pretty well here, but Kyle is going to come out on top of the health values by grabbing himself the yellow. Crab moving himself back. The Mega, is it there? It's not there, so he's going to be at low health. Kyle pushing this advantage, though. He knows that Crab doesn't have much health. He knows that the Mega ain't up yet, but Kyle's low now. And he knows that if Crab hits him with, like, just one shotgun blast, he could finish him off, so he's playing very, very patiently right there. Doesn't go to the Mega to try to, like, set up anywhere. Just gonna kind of sit back under in the middle of the map and hear where Crab is so he can try to avoid that. And it works out well for him because he is able to avoid Crab long enough to pick up some health, land some more damage on Crab, and then pull back and try to take a fight he wants to take. Unfortunately, he misses his first 2 shots coming in, so Crab is going to do a lot of damage to Kyle, but because of the weapon swapping, Kyle's going to do so much more damage to Crab, and they're going to trade with each other again. Just kidding. It's not a trade. Kyle's just, I'm taking you down with me. You think I'm trapped in this room with you? You're trapped in this room with me. I'm a crazy guy. I'll take everyone down with me. Arc comes out, and Crab just has to, like, he has to, like, run away. Just see him in that room. Oh, they trade with each other again, but Just you see how like Crab ran in the room and started to run at Kyle a little bit, and he just sat there in place, just holding the gun and chasing him around. And then Crab turned around, and just ran out of the room while Kyle just didn't even move. He just stood perfectly still with the arc, like he's spraying a dog with a hose. Like, get out of here, get the hell out of here. More coming out of Kyle and Crab down stuck in the corner, which means he's probably gonna have a hard time winning that. You get stuck down in the corner by that health, and it's not easy to survive. I tell you what. Is Kyle gonna get the final kill though? Unfortunately, no. Big whiffer on the railgun. Kyle will not be getting his last kill. And the final score is gonna be 18-4 for Kyle. So then we'll go to our second and last map of the exhibition. We'll do Kyle versus MxCrab on Bloodyrun. Didn't know the map got a different, update slightly different. Oh, I see. I didn't know it got an update either. That's just the version of the map I was told people play on. I would never know if Phrantic got an update though, because I hate Phrantic. No, I'm not a big fan of the small maps in general. I don't like them. I could explain why I don't like them for a while, but I don't want to go off topic again and lose my train of thought and start talking about dumb asshole opinions about the arc that don't make any sense. Alright, so that's Crab's health bar, that's Kyle's health bar. Cool, we're good to go. Alright. Final map is gonna be Bloodyrun. Bloodyrun is the Xonotic port, the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun, because every arena shooter needs Bloodyrun. It's like the Dust 2 of arena shooter games. Bloodyrun initially came out in Quake 1, and it's got a what's it called? It's got a version of it in like almost every arena shooter ever that exists. Some people would say Campgrounds is the Dust 2, but Campgrounds came out after, so Campgrounds is more like the Mirage of arena shooters. Better than default on Relax too. Yeah, my shotgun is using fixed spread, and it's got like I think 2 or 3 more pellets than the vanilla shotgun. I had people in the Relax server give me some input on which weapons could be changed for the better that people would not be upset with, and the shotgun was one. They said add a couple more pellets, give it a fixed spread, and that's so it's a better shotgun right there. It won't do such wimpy amounts of damage. So starting off immediately, MxCrab is going to be grabbing himself the Mega, and Kyle is going to be grabbing himself the Fall in a Hole item. He falls in a hole right there. I didn't see what Kyle got before, but seeing as how the red armor is currently taken down, I imagine Kyle got the red, and Crab got the Mega. Crab going to try to jump across and gets hit with a railgun, the notorious jump across, gets shot from below with a rail shot. Everyone's familiar with it on Bloodyrun. It's the most notorious shot ever. No, anyway, first victim. Crab is going to go down to Kyle right there using the Crylink. Crylink is a weapon that I've actually heard some people say doesn't see much use in Duel. They say, oh, Crylink kind of sucks in Duel. I don't remember who said that, though, because I see plenty of people use the Crylink to blow people the hell up. And when you're able to land shots with it, it can do a pretty good amount of damage. Kyle right now trying to push his momentum onto Crab. You got 2 kills right now, and he's just chasing him down. Crab can, like, back rocket all he wants, but if you're able to hit people with that Crylink, you can just yank them on back. Crylink seems like an interesting weapon. I heard it used to be really overpowered in earlier versions of Xonotic, and some people apparently still complain about it now, but I think it's neat that it pulls people back, grabs them, throws them around. It's an interesting weapon. I don't know how to use it well, though. Sometimes I fire it, and it'll do, like, 60 damage, or however much damage the orbs are when they hit. Sometimes I fire it, and it'll randomly just do, like, 110 damage. I don't know why. Might be a bug. Maybe the orbs are, like, bouncing, or they hit once and then they splash or something. I don't know why, but every so often I do shoot with the Crylink, and I do get a wildly, like, double amount of damage for some reason. And Kyle right there going in hardcore with the Hagar, using the Hagar charge shot blast, the super Hagar blast attack. When he's got the kind of speed he does, he's got the kind of health he does, he can just chase Crab across the map. Crab accidentally killing himself right there with a mortar, and this is a really, really hard position to come back from because Kyle has control of both the Mega and the red armor. So he's just got a huge amount of health right here. Look at him, like, teleport up the ladder, nothing personnel, kid. Boom, gets him with a big slap. And Crab trying to get the hell out of here, but he just can't. Kyle hears everywhere you spawn. He knows everywhere you could be. I don't know what this. I actually don't know what the spawns in Bloodyrun look like, but it was a meme back in Quake 1. There was a meme back in Quake 1 that was like an overhead view of Bloodyrun, and on one corner of the map there was just like 9 spawns, and then there was like 1 spawn in the middle and 1 spawn on the bottom left, because Bloodyrun, especially back in Quake 1, was notorious for having like 70% of its spawns just be in the rocket launcher room. So if you kill someone and you just hang out near the rocket launcher room, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I guess I will just sometimes get more kills than you. I don't know if that's what the spawns of Bloodyrun look like, but they're clearly, the spawns of Bloodyrun are clearly pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? True to form. They clearly carry over, because otherwise, how would someone be able to carry their momentum so hard without knowing where all these spawns are? And there we go, MxCrab probably catching a break. No, not gonna catch a break at all. Kyle on the top end, giving him another fish slapperoo, another mega for him. Well, red armor for him. He also grabbed the mega though, so another mega for him as well. Another slapperoo right there, and Kyle is just going completely ham. He's just going ape on Crab right here, hitting him with the slaps, hitting him with the shotgun blast. Might not get him right here. No, he's gonna get him with the fish again right there. No, he sees him right there, and it makes you wonder. What are you supposed to do in this kind of situation? What are you really supposed to do in this kind of situation, right? Kyle's out of control. He's shooting you with rails. He's slapping you with fish. Lands on the plunging attack. He's clearly a Dark Souls pro. How are you supposed to beat a professional plunging attack Dark Souls player in a map that has high ground? You don't do it. So, but it makes you think, like, well, what do you do when someone's carrying the momentum this heavy? And I feel like because you get 5 seconds before you're able to force to spawn. There's a force spawn, but you get 5 seconds. I feel like delaying your spawns could probably help a little bit, because then Kyle might run around. Oh, he spawned over here, and then, oh, he's on over here. Maybe Kyle runs back to the other side of the map, and then when he does that, boom, you spawn in behind him. You don't get to choose your spawn, but I'm just trying to think of like how you could mitigate getting just killed over and over and over and over and over again by someone who is just pushing momentum on you so hard like this, because you can move so fast in Xonotic that a distance that might take you 5 seconds to clear in Quake 3 or in Quake 1 on a map using a map like those as geometry or a map like those as layout will take you 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds to cross in Xonotic, if you know how to move. So it's like how do you stop someone from carrying so much momentum against you on a map like this where they're just going ape? And I guess don't get hit. That's how you do it. So like Kyle's gonna get hit right here on Crab, and where's he gonna go? Okay. And look at there we go. Okay, Crab, but no, Crab, what are you doing? Don't pick a fight with Kyle. He's out in the open. He's gonna stack. Okay, Krabs, he's on the he's moving on the back end. Let's see what's going on here. We know Kyle's got a big stack. We know Kyle's got the mega. We know Kyle's got the red armor. Mega's coming up soon. Let's see how Crab adjusts to that. Crab does some unreturned damage to Kyle right there. Very nice, very nice. Coming around, grabbing himself the red armor. Mega's coming up, and is Kyle gonna get it? Kyle just grabbed the mega right there. So Crab doesn't have a very advantageous stack right now. It's not awful. He does have 100 armor. Kyle gonna jump right up and sort of fight with him. Landing a rail, landing a rocket right there. That will bring Kyle very low, actually. Low to the point where if Crab's able to get a good, like, shotgun shot, he could ambush Kyle with a slap. Unfortunately, Kyle is completely kitted out with weapons. So it's very wishful thinking to think that, oh, Kyle's got similar health, I'll just shoot him with a shotgun, right? But Crab is going to give himself a red armor now. Unfortunately, Kyle's just doing so much more damage to him around this pillar, and he's just not able to keep up with him. Kyle just... They've got even hells, but Kyle just comes around the pillar and he just can't keep up. He can't keep up. Kyle going in with a railgun shot right there. Bam, finishing Crab off. 5 minutes left. But you know, Crab could do to Kyle what Kyle did to Crab. All right. If Kyle can get that many kills off of a kill in Bloodyrun, Crab can do it too. He's just got to get 1 kill, and then he's got to chase Kyle around with the railgun and rockets like Kyle was doing to him. Unfortunately, the rockets are harder to tell to hit in Xonotic. Which okay, that may be a hot take. Hear me out on this. I feel like at a close-ish range, rockets in Xonotic are harder to hit than they are in like Quake or something. And maybe it's because players move faster in this game, but it also feels, I swear, it also feels like the rockets when they first come out of the Devastator just move so slow. Like they accelerate quickly, but their initial speed just feels so slow. So I can't tell you how many times I see someone moving left and I think like, I'll shoot to the left of them, and then they just like move to the right. They completely avoid the splash damage, and it's like, fuck it. At this range, if this was any Quake game or any Unreal Tournament game, like that would have at least splash damaged you. But it's like, so it's not easy. It's not easy. The Devastator requires a bit more finesse to use than you think it would. Like it's you know, it's a rocket. It's a rocket where you can steer where it moves. How could that take finesse to use? How could you ever miss? But like, it is harder to do than it looks. Like, so those close to mid-range kind of rocket battles where you're looking at that and you're like, oh my god, why didn't Crab just land this rocket against Kyle? It's like, you know, you could be sitting around thinking that if you're some fucking low-tier jobber who doesn't get it. But no, at those mid ranges and stuff, it's really not easy to land those all the time. So it's a hard position to come back from. It really is. And Crab is he's not having a good time getting away from Kyle. Everywhere he goes, Kyle comes around the wall. It's like playing a horror game. It's like you know the game like you know Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like Kyle. No, not Kyle. It's like Zord is like trying to, no, not Zord. Crab. Everyone's name except Crab. Crab is like trying to like get out of Bloodyrun, and every time he rounds the corner, Kyle just jump scares him. Oh, look, a red armor. Oh no, it's Kyle. Oh no, okay. Let's get away from Kyle. Let's go down here. Oh, well, that's where you think Kyle would be, right? That's where you think Kyle would be, because that's where I saw him last. But what the hell? Oh my God, it's Kyle. He's coming somewhere like. Everywhere you go, there's where he is. He's never where you want him to be, but he's always where you don't want him. Which I guess that's how you win. Right? You're where they don't want to be. That's good advice from me to you. I could be a Xonotic coach with this kind of advice, you know, because those who can't do teach, and I can't do, so I'll just tell other people how to do. Well, just be somewhere else. Just what are you doing? Kyle coming around is super aggressive again with those fish kills. He's just going in and it's like just when you only spawn with that 100 health and Kyle's got a like he's got a railgun. I don't know. It's crazy. This is a map I'm honestly a bit conflicted about, because I remember when I first started playing Xonotic, me and my buddies, we did some Duel on Bloodyrun, and someone said you guys should use Bloodyrun. It's the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun, but the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun is quite different than Quake 3 and Quake Live Bloodyrun, because the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun is more like Quake 1's Bloodyrun, because in Quake 1, when you're in this rocket room where Kyle is now, and you look down that hallway to the right, see how Kyle can be on the high ground and see all the way down the hall? And you know how that, like, when you're in the grenade room, when you look down at that mega health, you can see the entire mega health? That's like a Quake 1 Bloodyrun thing. And so that's how Bloodyrun worked in Quake 1. And in Quake 1, you didn't have railguns. But in Quake 3 you did, and I feel like it was an intentional decision in like the Quake 3 version of Bloodyrun to drop those kind of ceilings down a lot more, so that you can't see across the thing with a railgun, you can't see the mega from the grenade platform. But then in Xonotic you can do that. And it really feels like Kyle is abusing that a lot. Like there's a lot of times where it feels like Kyle just has an angle on Crab with a railgun that I think to myself like, would he have had that angle if this was Quake 3 Bloodyrun? I'm not sure. It's so it's just interesting how this map can have like the same layout as you know, the Bloodyrun that I'm most familiar with playing, yet that still play very differently despite having the similar tool set. And at the end of the day, for all of that, Kyle goes on a rampage. But you know, it was a valiant effort from Crab, and I gotta say, that's still a better score than the only exhibition I've ever played in. The only exhibition I've ever played in was for Quake 3, and I had to play against Miroslav. And you know, the final score was 1-48. So, you know, you can sit here and be like, oh man. But what are you gonna do? I can't talk shit. Nor would I ever want to. It was a really good game. But yeah, no, it's just interesting how you play this map. It's interesting how you play this map. Like Kyle, it felt like he was just, oh, you spawn there, I go. You spawn there, you go. You spawn there, you go. And it just felt like he was just killing him at every single turn, and I don't really know what to do about that. It's maybe I can get coached by someone and they can say, all right, Givens, you hate Phrantic, and you don't know how to play Bloodyrun. Let me see. Yeah, we can do one more if you guys want. Sure. Why not? I didn't even talk about the game that much. I'll random it. Let's see. What's the map? I got a wheel. And we got Blood Covenant. All right. Coming in. All right. So we go from the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun to the Xonotic version of we got the Xonotic version of Bloodyrun to the Xonotic version of Campgrounds, which is the Quake Champion version of Campgrounds. Yes. And the reason it always brings up the Duel versus TDM thing is because I use the same server's config to do TDM, and I'll do 2v2 sometimes, so it gives it that extra, whatever, Poland thing. Let's see. Blood Covenant. Alright, we'll do one more on Blood Covenant. We'll do one more on Blood Covenant. Fuck it. We've already gone on this long. We might as well do one more. Might as well give him the full 3. You know what I mean? Alright, so we got Kyle there. And then, let's see. Quake Champions version. At least there things aren't such bad spawns. Oh, man. True. Let's see. So this is Crab's health. This is Kyle's health. Okay, cool. We're good to go. Yeah, this is the Quake Champions version of Campgrounds, which is the Xonotic version of the Quake Champions version of Bloodyrun. No, Campgrounds. Sorry, Campgrounds. Yeah, Campgrounds is a interesting map. One of my favorite Quake arena shooter related videos is it's a interview with Rafa. He was in grand finals against Cooler playing. This is Quake 3 playing against Cooler on Campgrounds. Rafa won it, but Cooler was in control for like a very large majority of the beginning of the match. And it's just really funny at the beginning where Rafa's like, so yeah, I didn't think Cooler would get the Mega and the Red, so now I basically can't fight him for like 3 minutes. And it's just like, yeah, that is the kind of game the Quake 3 is in Duel, isn't it? Like, oh shit, they got the Mega and the Red. I guess I just have to be out of control for the next like 2.5 to 3 minutes. Depending on the map, but that's the kind of map Campgrounds is. Let's see how it goes here. Kyle grabbed himself the Mega, and Crab got himself the Red Armor. So both players in control of some kind of Mega overhealed health, and their net health is about even. Not Kyle, actually, because he will be getting knocked back by Crab, but returns some damage as he's backing down right there. So Crab is going to be able to get out alive, get a little bit of health. Kyle's going to be backing out alive, a little bit of health. Crab going to be firing a rocket at Kyle right there. Yeah, all right, have your Mega, Kyle. Bye-bye. But the Red is coming up very soon. Crab on top of it, though, and Kyle going to come in and swoop down. And Crab doesn't have the HP to contest it really that much, so Kyle is going to be grabbing the Red Armor. Kyle now in control of the Red Armor and the Mega health, but what's this? He doesn't get a kill on spawn immediately against Crab? Incredible. The map is not only big enough, but the spawn's spaced out enough that you can just do that. Yeah, Bloodyrun is a crazy map. How you gonna get so many spawn kills on Bloodyrun, huh? Like I've seen games of Arrowwalk have less spawn killing. That's I guess that's just how Bloodyrun is sometimes though. Anyway, we're not on Bloodyrun anymore. I gotta calm down. Kyle coming in and get some unreturned damage on Crab. Firing a rocket deep, but he's not quite able to get a big old red ball coming chasing the MxCrab, but it is not going to finish him off. Getting some bit of health regen here. Kyle, though, in control of both the Red Armor and the Mega health, going to have a huge amount of health to just run right into MxCrab like that. Kyle down at 100 health net, but he will be grabbing himself a yellow armor right here. And MxCrab getting himself a rocket launcher. Kyle goes to grab the Mega. MX sees it, but is he going to be contesting that? No, he's not going to contest that. He's going to hold an angle maybe with the railgun. Kyle coming in like Mach 9 though, and the rocket going to be coming out. Crab not going to be able to land it. Unfortunately, that means Kyle is going to be able to do rocket, rail, or rail rocket. Finish MxCrab off right there. Playing a little, I don't want to even say he was playing a little too close up, because in any other game, you know, that wouldn't have been too close up, but Kyle just comes flying in at Mach 9 with that, with that blaster, and it's just really, really hard to deal with, especially when you don't have the health to deal with someone, like, cannonballing into you the way Kyle was. Right now, though, Crab does have the health advantage, and they are going to be trading pretty evenly right there. Crab, very slight health advantage until Kyle gets himself a Mega and picks up a yellow, and now Kyle is with the health advantage. And with the Red Armor being staggered out as much as it is, Crab isn't going to be able to take control of a Red Armor. Tries to go for the yellow, but unfortunately, he is just going to get blasted by a rail shot right there, leaving him down to 100 health, and the Red Armor is just free for the Kyle to take whenever he wants, and right now he wants to take it. Right now, he's going to take it. Shotgun coming out, Railgun coming out, gonna finish off Crab right there. And Kyle running around on the back end. I see him, he's looking around. Okay, I don't see him, but I hear him coming around the back up. No, Kyle's not gonna be landing that shot. Crab running away right now. Kyle above him, getting a good, like a really good kind of juggle right there with the arc. 83 damage on top of like a 71 damage. That's gonna bring Kyle really, really low, but Kyle is gonna be grabbing himself the Mega, gonna be grabbing himself the yellow, firing a couple of rockets up, trying to avoid the arc right there, and here comes the shotgun. Is he gonna finish him off? Yes, he will. Railgun shot gonna finish Crab off when he tries to run away after 2 shotgun shots to the back. Red is up, and Crab might be able to get it, but no, he's close. Yes, he is gonna get it. There we go, finally. But Kyle just launching him up in the air, and Kyle just has so many more weapons than Crab does. Like, Crab can come in and he can get that red armor, but Kyle is just so much more armed than Crab is. So it's like, okay, cool, nice. I got myself a red armor with like what, my machine gun, my mortar, whatever he had, the Crylink, and ain't gonna cut it. And Kyle right here following that pattern he's been doing around before, where he grabs the Mega and then he immediately grabs the yellow and then he goes on the hunt. And that's gonna be 150 net health for Kyle. So Kyle being able to consistently pull that off and like run that route is really, really, really good thing for him to be able to keep doing consistently. 2 rockets going in, 1 for 80, but Crab is gonna almost get out. Kyle gonna dead a rocket right in his face though, and in about 5 seconds we're gonna see the Mega come up again. So with the Mega coming up again, we're gonna see Kyle doing the exact same thing as he's been doing. Grab the Mega, drop down, grab the yellow. But Red's not coming up soon. Red's coming up in like 20. Yeah, that's right, he spaced it. I was looking at the wrong armor. Or yeah, the wrong armor down there. Is the yellow armor coming up. So Kyle then grabs his Mega again, grabs his yellow again, and he's looking for Crab. Kyle going to be grabbing not only the Mega health, actually, not only the yellow below it, but the yellow even below that one, leaving Crab with almost nothing on the map to pick up. And with the red armor coming up, Kyle's just going to run back and grab that. Crab is stuck in a very, very unfortunate position right now, where there is nothing on the map for him to pick up, because Kyle has just completely controlled it and sucked everything up, hoovered it up like a vacuum cleaner. Tries to shoot at Kyle, but unfortunately he is going to fall down, get himself blasted in the face with a rocket right there. Kyle coming around the back end with a railgun. The small armor is going to be up soon below, but he's like, what are you doing for? Looking for that red armor? I don't think so. 7 seconds, buddy. Kyle's the one in control. Kyle knows the timing of it. One of those yellow armors down in that hall is back. I don't think Crab's going to be able to see it in time. Gets launched up from a direct shot with a rocket, and Kyle's going to finish him off again. And with the Mega coming up in 10 seconds, Kyle's going to position himself over in the pillars now to probably take the red and then take the yellow. Meanwhile, Crab is running around. There we go. There's the 3rd yellow. I thought there were only 2 yellows on this map. There are 3. So there's the 3rd yellow. Crab is able to grab that yellow, move himself back around. I think that the maps that have 3 yellows on it work quite well in Xonotic. Having 3 yellows on a map is... it might seem like a lot in other... in like Quake 3 or Quake Live or Quake Champs, maybe, because you can overheal on yellows, but you can't overheal on the yellows in Xonotic. I think that having 3 is good, because it always gives someone something to grab that the other person has to really commit to hitting themselves to strip away from you if they want to control that and take that away from you. Kyle, unfortunately, doesn't need to do that because he's just so stacked up because of that 1 yellow and that 1 Mega he's just constantly in control of. The red armor for Kyle is an afterthought, right? Not even an afterthought. It's like something he wants to have semi-control of. Every single time that Mega comes up, Kyle goes and he grabs the Mega. And every single time he grabs the Mega, he grabs the yellow. And from there, he's got 150 extra HP. Even if you grab the 100 armor down there, Kyle still has a health advantage, and it's in a position where if you do try to go for it, Kyle can always challenge you for it. And he's able to get there even when it's up, even if you grab it, he can win that fight, and he still knows the timing of it. If he's able to get there first, well then la-di-da, now he's got a red armor as well. I don't really know what someone would do in this kind of position other than just attempt to avoid a fight and grab the remaining yellows that Kyle isn't grabbing. But that's way easier said than done. Kyle's gonna go grab his Mega, drop back down. He's not even gonna go for the yellow this time. He's just gonna look for a kill. I don't even need that yellow, he says. Like, I know you don't have red, I know you don't have the yellows. I'm just gonna go for these Hagar kills. And the Hagar having that bursting on the ground, it's not like a plasma gun are gonna hit you. I've got to hit near you on the floor. Finish him off with the railgun, and now Kyle's gonna go grab that yellow armor. The yellow armor not on the same timing he had for it earlier, though, which means there's gonna be a bit of spacing between the Mega pickup and the red, and that yellow. But yeah, this is just a very interesting situation. I don't really know what you would do in this kind of situation being out of control. I would suppose you would have to just have to avoid, well, the fights, of course, if you can, and just try to land on return damage, back rockets. You know, going out in the open like that to grab a red is a really risky thing to do. But it's also not necessarily a bad thing to do. Like, you can look at that situation right there, and you can say, oh my god, Crab got killed going for the red. That was such a bad decision. But think of it like this. Every red that you take is a red that Kyle doesn't get. So even if you die for that, if you come back to life and you're able to get yourself armed, and you're able to get yourself a yellow, that is a... You have... Even if you died for it, you did remove an item that Kyle could have used to stack up on that you could later come back to try to kill him with. So that's always the silver lining of dying after taking some kind of Mega item, is that, sure, you died, but at least you got it, and that strips the ability to take it away on that loop from your opponent. And you can maybe come back and do something with that kind of space. And Crab right now does have 75 armor, and he's regenerating health, so he has done something with that space, as Kyle doesn't really have the red armor overheal. Red armor is back, though, and Kyle isn't even going to go for it. He's just going to wait there and just camp it, and if you're out in the open, I guess I'll just hit you with rails. Unless, of course, Kyle misses the rails, in which case Crab could come out on top, and Crab is going to come out on top right there. Kyle's just not able to land a shot, so now Crab is back in action. He's got himself the yellow stack. Mega health is going to be up right now. Kyle is going to grab that, so Kyle is going to be a little bit more stacked than Crab right now. But, okay, never mind. I heard Kyle grabbing armor as well. Kyle is, more stacked than Crab now, unfortunately. But the red armor's coming up soon. We could start a fight here. Rock's going to be coming out. Electro's going to be traded, and the Electro is going to trade far more, not the word beneficially. It's going to trade far more substantial, the damage. What am I trying to say? The Electro traded better than the Rocket. That's what I'm trying to say. It did a lot more damage, unfortunately, for Crab. Coming around on the back end here. Going to be firing some, yellow missiles. Well, yeah, because, yellow missiles at Kyle. Going to be... we're going to be firing some missiles at Kyle, as if the color is the relevant factor here. Unfortunately, not going to be able to land as he is out in the open. And Kyle now, mega stacked, and he's just landing these rail shots like he just doesn't miss. You come around the corner and he just doesn't miss. It's probably far easier to avoid Kyle in a game where I've noticed that the footstep sound is much quieter in Xonotic than it is in others arena shooters. You have to listen a lot harder for it. So I imagine it's a lot harder to hear someone until they're a lot closer to you. And with how fast people can move,
1 minute remains.
that can make it very difficult to like properly find out where you want to be standing. It feels like so. It's like Crab is just trying to find his spacing, find a place where Kyle can't just keep jumping on him instantly. And there we go. That worked out pretty well for him. Using the machine gun, pushing Kyle back right there. Going to be using the boom, the ball part of the arc, but unfortunately it's not going to work out as Kyle does have a rail. Rail coming out immediately hitting Crab, and yeah, Crab going to spawn in again. Is Kyle ready for him? Is Kyle going to clean up the rail? Crab is going to be taking that armor that Kyle does like, but is he going to be getting the Mega? Yes, he will. Kyle, Megaless Kyle with no yellow armor. This could be Crab's time to shine. A bunch of those orbs going up and hitting Kyle through the floor. Kyle is actually extremely low right now, and Crab would just have to hit him with anything, like a machine gun blast, or like a little bit of splash from a rocket. Kyle picking up some health, but if he gets cut off, he might lose this still. Crab chasing him down with the not lightning gun. Rocket coming in, barely going to miss him. Kyle on the run. Crab just looking for that one kill before the game ends. He might be able to get him. Kyle, he's so low. And he's out of there. He's so low and he's out of there. The chase is over. The trail's gone cold. Crab is going to be grabbing the red armor, and he'll have to... He'll live knowing that he got the final red armor of the match. And he won on that front. So there we go. That'll be the final match. GG's. Thanks to everyone for playing. This Kyle guy is a monster. We need someone to take this Kyle guy down a notch. Everybody he plays against, he beats him up. He beats me up. He beats Crab up. What a bully. I heard the player Juton, I think, is another strong duel player, but I'm not quite sure what his power level is. From what I have understood, Kyle and Zord are the two main known duel players. But after seeing Spike go against Zord, I think Spike is also a pretty powerful duel player. I'd say those are the three menaces that I've seen you gotta watch out for. Everybody beats you up? No, everybody beats me up too. Don't worry, man. I feel it. But yeah, really good games. Really good showing from everybody. I really appreciate... Oh, wait a minute. Where's my music? Look at that. Very good games. I appreciate everyone who joined in and played. Hope people are enjoying the exhibitions. They're a lot more low commitment than like a whole tournament, which takes forever. When I was doing the Quake 3 exhibitions, I was doing them twice a week, and I would do 3 games for those when I could get 3 people, and eventually people got burnt out, and they said like, all right, 2 times a week with this many people, it's cool, but it's also like after a while, that's a lot of Quake 3. So I was it's better to leave people wanting more than have it get oversaturated. So for future exhibitions, I'm just going to max out at 2 people. I prioritize people who sign up first, but if there's someone who didn't play in the last one, I prioritize them, the earliest of those players. So in the future, if you do sign up for an exhibition but you don't get a match, it's not me trying to shaft anyone or be like, no, you're too good, or no, you're not good. It's merely I'm trying to make sure everybody gets in and gets some games and has a good time with it. But yeah, so there we go. That's the Xonotic exhibitions this week. Hopefully my mic didn't peak too much when I was yelling. And this weekend, normally for the last like 2 or 3 months, I've been doing server populates every Sunday for Xonotic. This weekend, I'm going to be doing server populate for Quake 3 again, because a lot of the guys who've been playing the Xonotic server have been mentioning want to play Quake 3. A lot of the guys who were playing Quake 3 want to play it again, and a lot of the guys who never were around to play Quake 3 want to give it a try. So this Sunday, we're going to be doing a Quake 3 populate. I've got a link in the stream description, which has the Discord that I used to organize fighting game tournaments in. So I've got a lot of resources and stuff in there for that if you want to give Quake 3 a try on Sunday. So, alright, cool. Thanks to everybody for playing. I'm not going to sit here and talk everyone's ears off for 90 years. Thank you to everybody for playing. Thank you to everybody for watching. And if anybody has any feedback on things that can be improved in the server, or any feedback on ways to improve the stream technically, or commentary-wise, turn it down, comment on this more, don't get disrailed so much, feel free to let me know. I'm totally open to input. So anyway, everyone have a good night, and thank you for watching.